I love that hoodie.
Complicated fella.
Complicated fella, locking up that one seed tonight, baby.
You know it. Oh.
Welcome back, everyone. It's been a minute.
It has. It has been a minute, man. We've reeled off 3 victories since the last time we did this.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, of course, we were there for the victory over Chicago. Um,
It's crazy that
Glorious
they've had
victory.
2 Sunday night games in the last, like, what, 3 weeks?
Hey, man,
Four
the
weeks?
Green Bay Packers. They could play every Sunday night.
Yeah, like Chris Collinsworth and Al Michaels, like, they were like, we were just here, like, a couple weeks ago, and then they got to fly back and do it again. Let's see if this PowerPoint loads up in time. There it is. So, yeah, lots changed since we did our last podcast there. We're looking at potential locking up the 1 seed tonight with a win. Arizona helped us out with a win over Dallas earlier in the 4 o'clock games. Tampa and the Rams both had fourth quarter comebacks today, so they're in it. However, all we have to do is win one of our next 2 games and we get the 1 seed. So might as well do it tonight so we can rest some of those starters next week.
You know that Rodgers wants to rest that toe, so let's go take care of it tonight, and let the team rest up. Hopefully, get some of these injured guys back for the playoffs.
We got kickoff here in about 2 minutes, so we'll go through keys of the game, bold predictions quickly. I think you and me both probably got for number one, stop Delvin Cook in the run game. Ain't no surprise, especially with Kirk Cousins out with COVID. They're going to want to run him quite a bit today. Capitalize on turnover opportunities. We had 4 turnovers last week, which was really the reason we won that game, despite our defense looking pretty terrible. Besides the turnovers, I thought, but
Yeah,
um,
and honestly, I think it's worth noting real quick that Cleveland, Minnesota's probably going to attack us the exact same way Cleveland did, and
mhm.
I don't care if Minnesota's starting their backup quarterback who has like 2 starts to his NFL career. Um, Expecting another 4 interception game is a lot. So this
Yeah.
game might not be the cakewalk that some people are thinking.
Protecting Aaron Rodgers will be of critical importance in this game. Minnesota actually is ranked number 2 in sacks this year.
Yeah.
Uh, they get to the quarterback. I know they got Danielle Hunter out, but they still have a really beefy interior. They got Michael Pierce, who is back. They got Sheldon Richardson, as well as Dalvin Tomlinson. So some
Yeah.
big
It's
guys
going to
up
be tough to
front.
run against that front.
Yeah, I bet you're going to see a lot of outside tosses probably tonight. Just
They got
a
fast
hunch.
linebackers too.
Yeah,
Anthony Barr, Eric Kendricks.
yeah.
It's a tough front seven.
Yeah. Get the defense back on track. We're really close to the playoffs. We started the year off really high on defense. We've really taken a back seat. We're middle of the pack defense right now. Defense is not playing its best football at the moment. Like kind of
Wait,
concerning. And then execute in the red zone. No field goals in the red zone. I want to see us finish plays. I want to see us get off to a hot start here in the first quarter as well. We'll go switch over to yours quick.
yeah. So both of us priority number one. Kirk Cousins is out. You know they're going to want to run the ball. Dalvin Cook has run all over us in the past. I actually read a stat the other day that in like 6 career games against the Packers, he has 9 touchdowns or something like that.
Seriously, holy shit.
Yeah, so Dalvin Cook's going to be a problem. We need to make that priority one.
He was a problem last time we faced him just a few weeks ago. Two's a good
Uh,
one.
yeah, I mean, the last time we faced him, I would say Justin Jefferson was the bigger problem. He torched us for like 180 yards, 2 touchdowns. He killed us. If we can just limit the deep shots and force Sean Mannion, their backup quarterback, to work his way down the field,
Mhm.
it's very possible we might get some turnovers.
I think you're going to see Minnesota probably do a lot of short, quick passes and try to get high completion passes.
Force us to tackle in this cold
Yep,
weather.
and then maybe like once a quarter they might take a deep shot or something with Jefferson, but no Thiel in this game. He's still out, so I bet you're gonna see a lot of blanket coverage on Jefferson, Stokes or Douglas on him, and then with safety help over the top. I bet.
All right. a lot of people are saying with the cold weather, we're looking at single digits, that you want to prioritize the run. Like I said before, they have a tough front seven to run against. Their secondary is their weakness. I expect us to attack early and often through the air and try to jump out to a lead.
Yeah, I would like that. Get a turnover too. Always helps, right?
Oh yeah, I mean that just speaks for itself. We're undefeated when we have a positive turnover differential.
I
Then
am. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say this last one here with no special teams miscues. Last week was the first week in months where special teams was adequate and we didn't have any big errors. I would love to see that continue, especially cold weather. You know, it's hard to kick the ball. There could be an issue there. I'm hoping that there's no miscues that keep the Vikings in this game. And it does look like we will be receiving the opening kickoff.
All right, we're about to kick off. So I'm going to go through my bold predictions real quick because the first one actually has something to do with our first drive. My first one is offense scores a touchdown on its first drive of the game. Something we have not been a hot team out of the gate this year. So starting off with a bold prediction that we score a touchdown this opening drive. David Moore is our kick returner.
Yep.
tonight.
Just signed him and elevated him from the practice squad. Does not take the kickback though. Goes through the end zone. We'll be starting at the 25.
Bold prediction number 2, MBS has a 40-yard catch tonight. I want to see our line here. Yosh at tackle, Runyon left guard, Patrick center, Royce Newman right guard, and Dennis Kelly right tackle. That's what I figured. All right.
So I am curious. Have you seen the inactives? Because when they just did the starting lineup, they had EQ in there and not MVS.
MVS is he is active. All right.
Okay.
We do a pitch to Jones, only picks up a couple, does a lot of dancing. It is surprising to see them put EQ in there though.
He wasn't in the game last week against the Browns. So I'm wondering, especially with cold weather, that could have an effect on people recovering from COVID.
MVS is out there right now. He's 83, right?
Yeah.
Yep, he's down low. We're in the shotgun, 3 wide receiver set. Degora lined up left of the tackle. And first down, Devontae. Nice.
That is indefensible. Like Rodgers just throws it probably a solid 2 seconds before Devontae is even looking for it. They just know that's what they're doing. Defensive back has no shot.
Yeah. News coming out from Rapport earlier this week that Packers are likely to franchise tag Devontae Adams.
That is rare for the Packers. They don't like using the tag.
I don't think we've used a franchise tag since we put it on Javon Walker in 2004.
Nice run by Aaron Jones. Probably picks up 8 yards here.
Yeah, solid run. All right, in between here, I'll just fly through my bold predictions again. Rasul Douglas has another INT. Aaron Rodgers continues his insane TD-INT ratio in December. Have you seen that stat? He is.
I don't know it off the top of my head, but I know
under LaFleur, since LaFleur's taken over, he's got 37 touchdowns and no interceptions in December.
All right, dude. 2nd and 3, and we're empty backfield. Jesus, why? And is a bad throw by Rodgers.
Yeah, it's a bad throw.
Like, dude, why completely remove the threat of the run? This team loves empty backfield. And
is Jones limping?
Well, he took a fucking shot there because Rodgers set him up for it.
All right, AJ Dillon's likely coming in. He does.
Yeah,
all right, 3rd and 3. It's manageable. Yeah, he takes a really big shot. Is that Kendricks too? With Lane there? Yeah.
I didn't see. So we're looking at a 3rd and 3 here.
Probably shotgun. We are in the shotgun. We got Devontae in the backfield. Holy
motion.
All right, we motioned him out wide.
We're 5 wide here. 3rd and 3.
Why are we 5 wide? We got no threat of a running back out there.
Deep shot. I mean, it works.
It works. But
like,
all right, hey,
why
in the red zone, baby.
Why does this team hate picking up easy first downs? You're looking at a 3rd and 3 and like, yeah, let's launch it 30 yards down the field.
I don't know. Maybe there's just like maybe they see what we saw early, what we said earlier. Where like that's a tough front to run on. But
I mean, it's not like the defensive back had terrible coverage there.
No.
Rodgers drops it right where it needs to be.
Alexander in coverage, not Jair Alexander.
No, Mackenzie Alexander, I think. So I mean that was a nice big gainer, but I don't love doing that on 3rd and 3.
Yeah.
Empty backfield again on 1st and 10, and Rodgers sets EQ up for a shot.
Why run that fucking ball? Holy shit! Now you're in 2nd and 10. So now even if you run, you're likely, you gotta anticipate, 3-4 yards or so. Like it's still a 3rd and long at that point. Now you're kind of almost putting yourself into I just don't love it, especially in the red zone. Now would be a time I'd be looking at like a screen right now. I wouldn't mind a screen pass.
We don't run too many screens. We have.
I almost made that a bold prediction that we score on a screen.
Ooh, who is 81? Is that Tyler
Degora.
Davis? Oh, it's Degora. Right through his hands in the end zone.
Yeah.
Didn't realize we were close to the end zone at this point.
Degora's, yeah, we're really close to it. Yeah. 3rd and 10, man.
Yeah, this sucks, dude. This just reeks of settling for a field goal here.
That should have been
what happens. Pass. Like you got to take some easy yards sometimes.
Should have been a touchdown.
Empty backfield.
Oh man. All right. Empty backfield. No help for the line.
So Rodgers gonna burn a timeout.
Yep. I was gonna say we're gonna burn a fucking timeout.
No.
Yeah.
All right. Pressure coming. And all
right. We're gonna be selling for field goal.
Just Rodgers every fucking play, just looking for a deep shot. Like if you would just take some underneath stuff once in a while, you wouldn't be in so many 3rd and 10s.
Yeah, your underneath stuff should not be coming on 3rd fucking down.
AJ Dillon was wide open for
yeah.
the 1st down. All right,
All right. Well, I think you are a couple seconds ahead of me, even though I am on live TV right now.
Yeah, we got a 35-yard attempt.
Who the fuck's the holder? Oh, Bojorquez.
Okay.
All right.
Crosby.
Knock on wood, but Crosby's been pretty solid the last couple months. All right. Going to commercial break. Up 3-0. Yeah. Number 5. This is the week, dude. This is the goddamn game. We're scoring on a special teams touchdown return. Either kick return, punt return. This is a fucking week that we're doing it. Calling it.
I hope you didn't put money on that, my friend.
You know what? I think I'm gonna make that my number 5 the rest of the season until it happens, or just going forward infinitely. Like it's gonna be my number 5 until it happens.
It would have been fun if we actually tracked how you and I were doing against each other on these predictions throughout the year.
Maybe we start that next year.
Yeah.
Like do a little tally scores. All right, well, Devontae's well on his way for number 1.
I mean, usually I wouldn't consider this too bold. This is kind of a standard game to have over 10 catches for Devontae. But with it being so cold, traditionally passing game runs into some issues. It's hard to catch a ball when it's 1 degree out. But I think Devontae's hands are good enough that he's still going to come through, and I think he's probably going to be the best receiver in this game. Justin Jefferson's not going to have another 180-yard game.
I would like that. Number 2.
Yeah, man. I'm just thinking inexperienced backup quarterback, going to be indecisive. I'm expecting some sacks to come.
I think Rashawn Gary he needs 1.5 sacks to get to 10 on the year. I think he's at 8.5 right now.
Dude, Preston Smith is doing pretty damn good too. I think Preston's around 7 or 8.
Same number 3s.
Yeah, man.
I would love it.
Dude's a playmaker, and he's aggressive. And, going back to this is a backup quarterback with limited experience. I think Rasul's going to bait him and get an interception, maybe even a pick 6.
We signed him in the offseason, right? Like, we don't
God,
want
I
to leave.
hope so, dude. Like, do you remember what it was like to have 2 legit starting corners, like back when we had Al Harris and Charles Woodson, or even going back to like Al Harris and Mike McKenzie? like when you have two legit corners, it does so much for you.
Yeah.
I don't want to let him go, man.
Rasul Douglas is kind of like what Sam Shields was to us in our Super Bowl run there in a
Yeah.
way, I feel. Kind of. In fact, I was thinking about that the other day. I was going to ask you if you wanted to at some point try to compare the 2010 roster to this roster to see, like, do we have a better roster than our Super Bowl team? I don't
Dude,
know.
I don't know, man. That Super Bowl team, it had Charles Woodson on it. That counts for a hell of a lot.
We had some pretty good guys on IR though. All right, kick return comes out to about the 33.
Yeah. We had Nick Collins, we had Clay Matthews, BJ Raji. Wait, that was a pretty damn good team. And the receiving corps. Oh wow, dude. They're showing the replay on this field goal, but Hork has dropped the snap. Luckily he recovered in time. Jesus, you don't want that getting in Crosby's head. All right. Well, yeah, I think Aaron Jones is like everyone expects Dylan to be the bruiser in this game. I think Aaron Jones is going to have a big game and have more yards.
Come out with a play action. First play, pick up a first down to the tight end.
I am very surprised the refs just
didn't blow that dead.
An extra 10 yards. He was very.
They gave that to him, huh?
Dude, he was touched when he was down. Like,
and what were they going to be trying to make us burn a fucking challenge already?
Like, dude, he was very clear. He was pushed down by Preston Smith.
I hate that. That's like one of those things where like you don't really want to use a challenge on because you only get 2 of them in a game. But it's like one of them bullshit calls, like where they should have.
All right, I think we're challenging it.
Are we challenging it? I'm surprised we're challenging.
No, this. What's happening here?
We call a timeout, I bet.
Well, it doesn't show anyone burning the timeout. I think the refs are just correcting their own mistake because he's clearly touched by Preston Smith and then immediately falls to the ground. Like, yeah, it's not like an aggressive touch.
All right,
All right, yeah, the refs are reviewing it. Oh, wait, no, shit, we're challenging it. We are.
All right.
I don't know if I love.
Yeah, see, that's what I was saying. It's not, doesn't get them into the red zone or anything. It's just, it is like an extra 10 yards. I don't know. I
don't love that because
that's just one of those things that pisses you off because the refs should just get that right. Now, watch, we're going to eat a play of crow and we actually find out he wasn't touched or something. But
well, I mean, it definitely shows he was touched. I don't know what the rule is in terms of like, Preston did physically touch him, but he was falling on his own. Like he probably would have fell if Preston didn't even touch him. So the question is like, does that contact and then falling down a second later, does that constitute down by contact?
I think they have to touch him when he's down.
If it's when he's down, then he might be able to get back up and keep running. So I don't know. I don't love burning a challenge on this. We might need these timeouts. Fucking LaFleur and Rodgers hate timeouts. They really do.
They really do. They really do.
They probably, man, we could make a hell of a drinking game out of every time we burn an early timeout.
I read earlier the other day that Don Shula used to call timeouts just so that when Dan Marino ran over the sidelines, he would just tell him like random ass shit, like for no reason.
Okay.
Yeah, he'd be like, he'd like remind him like of like who won a college football game or something like that, and be like, hey, Alabama won today. Just wanted to tell you that. Get back out there. Burn a timeout for that. Anyway, you said your fifth one was Packers win by 14 plus, which I would love. I think we're so close to the playoffs. I want a dominant performance. Riding into the playoffs with super high momentum. I'd like to do it this game and not next week. But.
Yeah, man, we need it. We need it. Like last week against Cleveland, honestly, we got lucky to win. Cleveland was driving for a game-winning field goal. If their coach was smart enough to just run the ball, they had plenty of time, and they were gashing us for nearly 9 yards a carry.
Yeah, we couldn't stop the run.
We get lucky, and they throw, and we get a pick to win.
All right, here it is.
Before that,
they reversed it.
Okay, all right. But the week before that, we win by 1 point against Baltimore, because they decided to go for 2 at the end of the game, and we finally come up with a play at that point. But that was a backup quarterback. Now, granted, their backup quarterback seems pretty good. I think he could probably start on some teams in the NFL. But that wasn't Lamar Jackson taking us to the wire. So we haven't looked great since we looked pretty good when we beat Chicago's ass when we were there in person. Special teams aside. But past couple weeks, not so good. I'm hoping we have a get right game, the last home game of the regular season, go a perfect 8-0.
Some ugly wins last few weeks, but wins a win in the NFL. So I'll take, all right, 2nd 7. They ran Cook for 3 yards. They're going to hand it off to him again. He gets to the outside. Preston gets a hand on, but can't stop him. He gets about 4 or 5 yards, probably about 5. Look at that, 3rd and 2.
Interesting. We had Preston Smith lined up over on the right side. We swapped Preston and Gary, and actually, the announcers are now circling that.
Yeah, if Preston breaks off that, disengages from that block a little bit earlier, he could have possibly got him. But you're not going to single arm tackle Dalvin Cook. 3rd and 4. All right, so they only gave him 3 yards. It looked like more than 3, but 3rd and 4. I want to see some pressure on this.
Looking deep. Oh, wide open. That's got to be a busted coverage.
Got to be, because they are knocking on the door already. They're just outside the red zone.
All right, well, Rasul Douglas comes and makes the tackle, but their tight end, Conklin there, he was just, no one was around him. Had to be busted. Oh, there was Amos in coverage, and Amos.
Does he break off?
He decided to go after the quarterback instead.
So I'll be honest with everyone. I really haven't looked into Sean Mannion too much. I know he's not a rookie. I think he was with either Denver or the Rams last year.
Oh, wait. Penalty on Minnesota.
Oh, it's 3rd down still. What was it, holding?
It must have been. I didn't see it.
I'm not listening to this game with any sound, so.
Nor am I. That must have been a hold. All right, they're gonna.
And the camera guys didn't show the signal on TV, so.
Yeah. Well, they're showing a replay now. I don't see a penalty there, unless they're trying to say he's like an.
I think they said ineligible man downfield.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, he was pretty far downfield. I don't know.
That's potentially lucky break here. 3rd and 9. Let's see if we can capitalize on it.
Come on,
you got to get to him.
Kevin King, take his ass down. Good God.
All right, Kevin King rides him. Let's see if they go for it. Kevin King
looked like a goddamn JV player out there, trying to ride a college player. Like,
was that a tight end? Was he trying to take? I mean,
it was a tight end. I'll give him that. But like, just like kick his legs out or something.
At least he didn't give up the first time. At least he didn't like.
Well, they're going for it on 4th.
They are. Dude, the amount of teams that go for it on 4th down this year is crazy. Like teams, if it's like 4th and 3 or less, teams always go for it now.
Dude, the percentage is favorite. And honestly, if I'm playing Madden and I'm where they are on the field right now, like just a little past midfield, why not? All right, so someone's
got timeout.
No. Jesus, the broadcast is not on top of things today. Update your graphics. I want to see what's happening.
Yeah, the graphics have been terrible this game. I have no idea what's going on. They're just focusing on a ref that's not doing anything right now. Now they're talking to LaFleur. They're just showing the ref walking right now.
Right now in the cold. Maybe they'll call fewer penalties this game because they want to get out of there fast. I have no idea what's happening. There's a ref over talking to a Packers assistant coach right now.
Yeah, the refs.
I don't.
Oh, a ref is injured.
Injured?
He injured himself. doing something. So
I've
he's getting
literally
looked. He's
I've
going
never.
into the blue tent to get looked at.
All right, well, buddy, the Packers medical staff is taking care of you. Just remember that later in the game.
Dude. Hey, that ref isn't coming back for 30 weeks, dude. It's the Packers medical staff. He is done for the year.
Dude, I've literally never seen. Dude, I've seen refs get like laid out before in traffic. I've never seen a ref go to the medical tent. That's wild. I don't like what even happened. He was just like walking and then
Yeah, he like pulled a hammy or something. It looked like. All right, 4th and 3 with no umpire right now.
Yeah, I wonder if they have backup refs on hand.
They shift their formation, so they have a like if one goes down, they shift something. There's no back judge, I think.
Play action. That's not complete. All right, we stop them.
Nice.
We're gonna have nice field position here. We're close to the 50.
I don't got the stats in front of me, but I feel like our defense has been fairly good against teams on 4th down this year.
Preston Smith makes a nice play there.
The Rams game comes to mind, or not the Rams, the Ravens game. I think we did a pretty good job stopping them 4th down at times, even though they did March. Anyway, now we're on commercial break. Final thing before I go to my ticker, key matchups. First and foremost, Dalvin Cook versus the Packers run support. Hopefully we can contain. If we can contain Dalvin Cook, we're gonna win the game.
We're doing decent so far. He hasn't any big runs.
Second key of the game, our interior versus that big, those big guys up front for Minnesota, Dalvin, Sheldon, Michael Pierce. Third one, Stokes and Jefferson. You can probably double down and say Douglas as well, but I don't think it's just gonna be one-on-one. I think you're gonna see a lot of safety help. I haven't been looking for Jefferson out there, but he doesn't have any targets so far this game.
You gotta think we're giving safety help, given how he torched him last time.
And I don't think we're gonna have Stokes shadow him. I think it's just gonna be wherever he goes, like it's either gonna be Stokes or Douglas. Yeah. Moving on. Aaron Rodgers versus Mike Zimmer's defense.
Where the hell did you get this? Dude, come on. Poor guy had an eye surgery. Like
I had to. Anyway, Rodgers says it himself, like he's got a lot of respect for Mike Zimmer, and it's tough to argue with it because Zimmer seems to give Rodgers the most trouble out of all the other NFC North opponents. Like we just have a hard time with his defense. Rodgers admitted on the Pat McAfee show before that he sees things even in his like year 17 that he's never seen in his career before coming from Mike Zimmer. Like he can't figure out where the blitzers are coming from. It's just he has to guess half the time. It's crazy.
I can tell you this, dude. If the Vikings end up firing Zimmer, I bet you Aaron Rodgers rallies hard to get him on the Packers staff, assuming Rodgers with the Packers. That's a whole other conversation.
Some potentially sad news coming out of the media circles. The Bears are expected to fire Matt Nagy at the end of the season.
This is sad news. Sad news indeed.
Don't worry, the Bears will ruin their next coach that they hire. And our last one will be Sean Mannion versus prime time in Lambeau. We got an inexperienced quarterback playing in prime time at sold out Lambeau before. If we get up big and we force him to throw, I could see it really starting to snowball potentially. I mean, I don't know too much about the guy, but doesn't have a lot of playing experience, at least at the pro level. So,
well, let me tell you this, dude. When we were at Lambeau, if you've never been there, listeners, it gets loud, man. I had a pounding headache after that game. Like it gets loud there. The field, one thing that really impressed me though is the field is in excellent shape for how late in the season it is. This ain't no Soldier Field.
All right, single back. Looks like it's gonna be the Dillon drive, and he picks up 6, right up the middle.
That was a nice run, dude. He just carried some dudes, and Nijman had a bad block at left tackle. He let his guy in, maybe this was Big Dog on the block.
Big Dog just coming off the COVID
it was Lazard. We had Lazard out there, and he just whiffed
It was Harrison Smith he whiffed on. One of the best there is, but holy cow, we're in a not a I formation, but an off
strong.
tackle formation.
Yeah,
Wow,
strong.
I don't think I've seen this in a long time.
Handoff. All right. Picks up a solid couple yards.
God,
Gives us a third and
holy
short.
cow. Surprised. All right. Do you run it here? Just feed him again? Play action?
Yeah, honestly, I'd probably go play action. Well, that's tough because with Rodgers,
Well, we did just pull Dylan.
Usually,
so probably,
I would say go play action bootleg, but Rodgers has limited mobility right now. I wonder if you just go with a straight up pass. Give Rodgers as much time as possible to find the man.
Well, we're in shotgun. Jones to his right.
Handoff.
Receivers.
Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh yeah. Nice run. I almost said AJ Dillon. Aaron Jones picking up about 20, I would say.
Man,
25.
He took so long in the backfield trying
that
to
looked like it was gonna.
I was
blow
sure
up
we were
on
going to
us.
lose yardage there. DeGora gets out with a nice block. Wow, yeah, that's the left
Nice
side of the
run.
line.
Nice play call.
They held wonderfully, and Jones hits the edge and gets a nice gainer. We're in the red zone.
All right, let's score. As I said, one of my bold predictions or Mookie's game is score touchdowns in the red zone. We didn't do that on the first drive. I love that play. Picks up about 5.
Yeah,
by the way, it was a sweep toss to Aaron Jones.
Yeah, we had Dillon in the backfield. Jones lined up out wide. Just do a little jet sweep to Jones. It only picked up a few yards, but I like that a lot more than some of the sweeps we've done. And I like having both running backs on the field at the same time.
All right, shotgun again. Jones to the right. 2 receivers up top, 1 down low. We hand off to Jones. He picks up on the. Wow, I don't think Rodgers has thrown it once this drive.
You're right.
That's big, missing Hunter and Griffin.
Yeah.
That is big. I think, if they had those guys, they probably would have set the edge on that run. I bet Aaron Jones doesn't get 25 on that.
3rd and 3. Empty backfield.
All right. Rodgers, no help out of the backfield now. No,
Looks like Minnesota might be bringing some pressure.
Might be. I bet Harrison blitzes.
Oh,
Harrison drops back.
Bad pass. Dude, fuck it, man. I don't want to settle for field goals. Go for it on 4th here. 2 field goals doesn't do shit.
I think we are going to go for it. Yep, we're going for it.
I can understand taking the first field goal, but 2 in a row.
Just to get some points on the board, but yeah.
Yeah, that was a bad pass by Rodgers, man. Like, MVS was out there with a nice block. And Jones fought hard.
Well, this is going to be a pass. I can probably predict that. 4th down, you're going to put the ball in Aaron Rodgers' hands.
Yeah, empty backfield.
Where's Devontae? Devontae's down low, right in the middle. Down low. He's
Come on, baby.
His way. He threw to Devontae. Devontae could not get it. No flag. All right, both teams go for it on 4th down. Both defenses stop them.
Wow, he is like literally pinning Devontae's arm down, and that is not called pass interference.
I wish you could challenge that stuff like that, but
yeah, I didn't necessarily see it in real time, but then when they showed the replay, Mackenzie Alexander is literally holding Devontae's right arm back. There's no and because of the way Devontae is positioned, he would have to reach out like this and palm the ball. It's an impossible catch. That should have been a penalty right there on 4th.
Well, all right. We're moving the ball well, but 2 red zone trips, 1 field goal show for it.
Yeah, man, that's
Don't love
not
that.
good. Can't let them hang around all season long. We've been starting slow in the first.
And to be honest, I don't know. This would still categorize as a slow start to me. We've been moving the ball well, but we didn't get any points out of it. So like,
Yeah.
so you got to execute in the red zones. One of my keys to the game, and we have not executed well at all this year in the red zone. And if we don't fix it, it's going to be a problem in the playoffs. We're going to find ourselves going home.
Well, and I would also say, we are moving the ball, but it's not like we're like methodically dicing them up and marching down the field. Like we've been the benefactor of some big plays, which big plays don't always remain consistent throughout the game. We found ourselves in several third downs. Obviously that fourth down situation where we just went for it. Yeah, man, I don't know. It's
Well,
Zimmer's dialing up some good coverages where Rodgers he's not like immediately firing to a man that he knows is open.
what do you want to see from our defense here on this drive?
I wouldn't mind seeing a blitz, man. Joe Barry doesn't blitz much. Like why
That
not?
front four is not getting to. It's not getting to Mannion at all. He's not really under pressure at all. They're doing a good job picking up our front four. So yeah, maybe.
Actually, what I would do, because they've been using a ton of this so far. It's becoming predictable how much they're using it. They're doing the play action bootleg rollouts. The way I always counter that in Madden, come with a corner blitz, man. Have that corner running straight into his face as he's rolling out toward the corner. Fumble.
Oh,
All right.
yeah.
All right. That was Justin Jefferson on a jet sweep, and he
Yep.
was running before he secured the ball. And he
That's
does
probably the backup QB effect right there. They don't got those reps together. They don't got,
Well, dude, also, I mean, Jefferson probably doesn't get a lot of jet sweeps in practice, and that ball is pretty cold and hard.
7th season. All right. My bad. He's been around a while. No,
Yeah,
he's
but
never
he
thrown a
only
touchdown.
has 2 starts in his career. Like those are his career stats they're showing right now.
To be honest with you, I was surprised they didn't go with the rookie.
I am
Kellen
too.
Mond.
Why wouldn't you see what you have? Little draw play, and Dean Lowry eats it up.
Lowry, quietly been having a pretty solid year for us.
He's had some good games and some bad games.
Yeah. Will be interesting to see if he's a cap cut next year or not. He is probably like right now. He's probably in his prime as a lineman right now, probably. So I think he's about 20, 29. Kenny Clark's been pretty quiet so far this game. Like to see him make some penetration on this, get past Bradbury.
Well, we got him in a 3rd and 10.
All right, where's Jefferson?
Get him. All right. Devondre Campbell.
Jefferson. Devondre Campbell makes the stop. They're going to be about 3 yards short.
Why are the refs not blowing the whistle? Like,
yeah, holy cow! Why are they not doing that? Oh, Kenny Clark, don't get a flag, dude. Clark with a push.
Packers were trying to strip the ball there, and things got a little bit chippy. I'm surprised the refs didn't just blow it dead. Like Jefferson was nowhere close to the line.
So besides Jefferson, who's easily their bona fide number 1, Osborne's a decent receiver for them too. He's someone to keep an eye out for. Sneakily having a pretty good season. He stepped up admirably with
special teams touchdown. This is a pretty good opportunity right here. Punting from their own 10.
This is it. This is the one.
That's a penalty. Obvious penalty. Vikings player just blasted David Moore, who had called for a fair catch.
Hey, 80. Did you notice what number we gave David Moore?
Richard Rodgers.
Same number as Desmond Howard.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
What if David Moore just is like our Andre Rison this year. Comes in, just changes the whole special teams around.
Wait a minute. They're calling this flag back?
Wait, because are they saying because he didn't call a fair catch?
You can't just blast into a returner before he's touched the ball. Like that is exactly the sort of play where people get career-ending injuries. Like I don't know how that's not a penalty. Like he literally, like the returner is there looking for the ball, and the Vikings defender just comes and blasts straight into him, and that's not a penalty.
I would have to double check the rule book on that. I know for sure if it's a fair catch.
The only thing I can think is if they're trying to say that he was blocked into the returner, but it didn't look that way to me. Like Kevin King was out there trying to block him, but he certainly didn't push him into the returner.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, the Zebras, like, we should start holding the guy hostage in the tent, saying, "Listen, you should be cleaning up your calls, or your friend's not home with you."
It's an epidemic around the league right now. I mean, this is football at its highest level, and you got officiating issues like every week. I don't understand how they can't get it right.
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing if they don't throw the flag at all and say just let them play. Like I can kind of respect that. But you throw the flag on what looks like an obvious penalty, and then you decide you're gonna pick that flag up, and it's not a penalty. Like it's just it makes it so blatantly obvious that they don't know what they're doing.
You know, a big thing we need to watch for in the playoffs is to see which officiating crew we get in the playoffs. The one I'm really trying to avoid is Hockley's crew. Not Ed Hockley.
I loved Hockley Senior. I thought he was a great ref. His son, good.
I believe his crew is the one that has the most flags thrown. They're the most penalizing officiating crew in the league this year. All right. Well, regardless, we do get the ball back. I was hoping to get it in Minnesota territory to begin with, but we'll be getting it pretty close to the 50. If we don't come away with points on this, we could start to see a clear momentum shift here in this game. Important early drive for us.
Okay, Rodgers under center. This is probably going to be a handoff. Yep. They do get pretty predictable in terms of when Rodgers goes under center. It's rarely a pass.
I'm wondering if they got some stuff, like some plays that they're hiding up their sleeve for the playoffs, like if they're purposely holding some plays back out of their playbook. I mean, it's possible.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, they know for certain they're in the playoffs, so you'd probably start.
But this is a pretty important game. You win this, you get a chance to rest some starters next week.
Yeah, and honestly, here, I'll let the 2nd and 7 go by first.
All right, wow, they are showing. There's no one in the middle right now.
Okay, Aaron Jones. All right, decent.
All right, I like it. So a little screen pass to Jones. He picks up about 8. It's gonna be a 3rd and 1.
But yeah, I think this year in particular, that coveted 1 seed, the only bye week in the playoffs, I think that is extra important this year with the way that COVID has been ravaging rosters across the league this past month. If you can get an extra, like any week, it's a lottery as to who gets COVID, man. So if you get an automatic advancement 1 week, that's huge. You got to hope you guys are smart enough to not.
Yeah, can you imagine a team like a playoff team losing their? Oh, they're gonna stop them. 3rd and 1.
We actually run on a 3rd and 1, and we just got stopped.
Not even close. Like they got him like 3 yards behind the last scrimmage.
Yeah, Dylan got contacted while he was taking the handoff. Let's see who blows these blocks.
I gotta assume this is probably a punt again.
Yes.
Oh, all right. So they send Kendricks up the middle. And
Lucas Patrick didn't know who to block. He started blocking one guy, then he tried to go to another.
You know what? That's where having a fucking fullback in the backfield would really help out.
Yeah.
All right,
Oh man, I
Bojorquez.
do hope we can get Josh Myers back. Patrick hasn't played terrible, but he hasn't played great. Come on, boys. Bojorquez.
Pin him deep.
Ooh,
Coffin
ooh.
corner, baby. That's a
Jeez,
terrible punt.
stinks that thing. They're gonna
That
be out
was
to
terrible.
35.
It's like what, like a 20-yard punt? Maybe he's still reeling. He must still be feeling the effects of COVID.
Yeah,
Wow,
dude,
I'm surprised they're
Bojorquez
just
has
now
had
getting
a
to the.
few shanks in recent weeks that he didn't show in the early season. I
Mhm.
wonder if the cold weather affects him a little bit.
All right. Well,
First
we
quarter's
got
almost
TJ
over. And
Slayton
we're
in the
only up 3
game.
points against the
Oh,
back quarterback.
damn. We got the big guys down there. We got TJ Slayton and Kenny Clark out there, as well as Tyler Lancaster. We got a big man front out there. Definitely predicting run. And they give it to
still
him.
get 5,
And he
6
still
yards.
gets to the outside. So, yeah, we plugged it up in the middle. There was nowhere to go from up middle, but he's quick enough to get to the outside. It's probably going to be the end of the first quarter there. Man, there's some bad Packer football being played right now in this game.
I mean, frankly, we should be up 14-0 right now. That's what this should be. But dude, we're letting them hang around, and this Minnesota team, they are fighting for their playoff lives.
Yeah, if they lose, they're eliminated from the playoffs. So
yeah, they run out the clock. We'll be going to the second quarter, 3-0.
there's a lot in the line in this game.
Man, I want to lock up the 1 seed tonight so that we can rest people next week. I think letting Rodgers rest that toe for if he can get all of next week and then all of the playoff bye, that's huge.
Not just that, but I mean that's important, but making sure that we don't gain more injuries going into the playoffs, big too, which has been a big plague for us. Also, if we were to lose this game, do you think that puts?
Early to be talking that way, but
I was gonna hypothetically, if we did, do you think that would put pressure on them to play Jair next week? Like to really,
I don't think. I think at this point, any decisions with Jair, with Za'Darius, with Bakhtiari, I think it's entirely medical at this point.
So Darius hasn't even returned to practice yet. His 3-week practice window hasn't even opened yet.
Yeah, we're kind of. I mean, I will say this: dude had back surgery. I assumed his season was over, so I was surprised when they started talking about him coming back.
Yeah, I'm still a little pessimistic about him coming back this year.
I could see maybe they just hold him out until the Super Bowl.
I don't love that. I really don't want to see him coming back in the Super Bowl, and that's his first game back.
Starter. I'm saying he's a situational pass rusher.
Yeah, you would have to bring him back as like a situational guy.
And I mean, for him, it's kind of important to get back, and like with his cap number, there's no way we're keeping him at that number.
Regardless of whether he comes back, and even if he comes back in the Super Bowl and has like a 5-sack game, we are not keeping that cap number on him next year. Yeah, no way.
He's auditioning for, are we going to extend or restructure him? Which honestly, I doubt we do. Are we going to trade him? I doubt anyone takes the contract. Most likely, he is cut, and he's auditioning for a new team right now, where he's coming up on 30, just came off of back surgery. He's going to want to prove that he still can play at an elite level. So I think he's motivated to get back, but
yeah, man, what a sweet shot that is right there.
But what a special place, really. Second and 5, strong formation, play action.
I bet they run it better than we do. Oh, they do play action to Cook. Yeah. Can we stop him?
Eric
Kinda. Yeah. Okay, so it was 2nd 5, so they got like 3rd and 4. They got like half a
I'll
yard.
say they had Dalvin Cook one-on-one with Eric Stokes, and Stokes manages to delay him enough to come in for the tackle with some help. It's a pretty good play by
Kenny's
Stokes.
getting doubled on
Kenny's
that.
going to be doubled every single play of this game.
We gotta get Kenny some goddamn help next year.
Yeah, man. Dude, Christian Barmore's stats look pretty good this year. Patriots lineman. He was the first tackle taken in the draft.
Send the house.
Like the second
Send
round.
some pressure. Get there. Get to him. Get to him. He's
Get him. All right. 3rd and 5.
right, we stop him.
Yeah.
4th down. Big play.
Dude, I do not like we're not getting any pressure at all.
No, we cannot get. Now I know their line's a little bit better than the historically bad Minnesota line of years past, but they're still not great by any stretch of the means. I mean, their center's good. They got a good center in Bradbury.
Well, they did draft Darisaw in the 1st round this year, tackle.
And he's been all right.
All right, their punter kind of shanked it as well, but he got a good bounce.
Yeah, all right, we're gonna have the ball at our own 20.
So if you recall the first Minnesota game this year, Rashawn Gary was out. That was the one game he missed with that hyperextended elbow. And Preston Smith, he had a hell of a game. He put the pass rush on his back, and we actually pressured Cousins a bunch. And I thought that had we had Gary in there to give that extra pass rush, we probably would have come away with a bunch of sacks. This time around, I'm not seeing any pressure at all.
Same.
Rodgers, empty backfield on 1st and 10 again.
Oh my God, why? Only 3 down linemen for them.
Yeah,
they got Harrison.
Coverage. 1st down,
All
dump
right.
off.
1st down with a little dump off to Jones. That was a weird route because Jones did like a little quick curl, but he was covered at first. But the defenders just went off of him. He ran off of them.
Looked like they were playing deep and just giving up everything underneath.
Yeah. At first I was like, don't throw it to Jones. He's covered. Even after he turned, he was still on, but the defender just kind of kept backtracking. It was weird. But I guess, he was okay with giving up that small one as long as Rodgers didn't give up a deeper one.
All right, Rodgers under center. This is going to be handoff. Yep.
Yep.
It's so
Jones picks up about 2.
You got to run an occasional play action out of that so that defenses don't just know what to predict.
I would assume it's Jones. The answer is going to be Jones on this next question. But do you know who's got more rushing yards for us, Dillon or Jones?
They're actually very close.
I
think coming into this game, I think they were within 40 yards of each other, but Jones does lead the pack. 2nd and 8. Rodgers.
Jones. Yeah, Jones.
There we go. All right.
All right. I like it. All right. We crossing out to Lazard.
It was sticky coverage too. It was just a nice catch by Lazard.
1st and 10. We are in Minnesota territory. Are we in Minnesota territory? We're about the 50.
We're close to
around the 50.
Well, yeah. I think we're at about the 49.
Yep. All right. So here we go again. We're moving the ball again. We're not having any trouble moving the ball. No 3 and outs. You love to see that. But let's get this ball into the end zone here.
Well, outside toss to Jones. He knifes through.
I
going
like that.
stiff arm.
I like that.
Ooh,
Keep going, dude. Keep going. We are just outside the red zone now. He is gashing them on a couple good runs so far.
Yeah, I told you Aaron Jones is going to have a good game. Dude, that's probably.
We need him to. He hasn't had a breakout, bust through dominant game in a while since 2 or 3, I think.
I think
he
had
had
a good
4
game
touchdowns.
Cincinnati in week 5. But yeah, it's been a while. But that's probably 20, 25-yard run there.
Yeah.
Dude, showing some nice acceleration, going through the crease on the outside edge there. He's already got 69 yards rushing, 22 yards receiving.
One of my bold predictions was we're going to outrush Minnesota, which we might. So a little kind of a bubble screen pass to Devontae. He has trouble setting his feet, getting his grip.
Rodgers threw the ball high.
It
Devontae
was a high
jump up.
ball, but 2nd and 10. Did you notice on that pass play to Lazard that we had both Dylan and Jones out running routes?
I've seen we've done this a few times now in this game, which is a new wrinkle to the offense that I quite like seeing.
Same.
Ooh, little design screen to Degora.
That's awesome. That's like one of those. It's like a Kansas City play where they do that with Kelsey.
Yeah. It didn't get much, but I like that play design, kind of delayed screen, letting the pass rushers come. But that was just good discipline.
At first, I thought he was just tossing off to a lineman.
That's a Brett Favre play right there.
Yeah.
All right, we're in a third and four.
That defense is.
You gotta cash in a touchdown.
That defense is looking a little gassed right now already. I gotta assume a pass play here.
I don't think that was very close to a delay of game. Fuck.
Oh my God, we cannot. He's holding in on Devontae, and we cannot get it.
Dude, they've had very sticky coverage on Devontae.
Yeah, we're probably kicking this field goal here.
Yeah.
Man, if we blow this somehow, this is it right here. This is what you got to look at.
Once again, that is pass interference. Receiver has his arms around Devontae while the ball is in the air.
You got to wonder if Rodgers threw that trying to get the pass interference.
Yeah, I mean, refs aren't calling it. That is 2 obvious pass interferences on Devontae, and the refs are not calling it. All right, Crosby sends it down the middle.
All right, we're up. So 3 trips to Minnesota territory.
Dude, 3 trips to the red zone. Every one of these has been in the red zone, and we can't cash it in.
Minnesota's definitely portraying the bend, don't break defense on us right now. It's crazy that we've stopped them so many times on offense, and our offense have moved the ball so well, and all it takes is one big play from Minnesota, and they're up.
Yeah, and they have a guy named Justin Jefferson who specializes in just that.
And we have a really shitty special teams, which, could.
Yeah, man, I'm not feeling great about the way this game is going against a backup quarterback right now.
They better make some halftime adjustments and just execute better. They're just not executing better.
They're also just we're having a lot of success on the ground game, and we just keep pass, and it's killing drives. Like, you know what? Like, I know that was a 3rd and 4, but maybe you run it. And if you get yourself in a 4th and 1, maybe you feel better about going for it on 4th. I don't know, like, we're having success running the ball, but we just keep going empty backfield. Like, at least give them the threat that you might run it.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I don't know another team that does this much empty backfield, man. Like,
which is funny because we don't. I mean, I think we got pretty good receivers, but I don't think by any stretch means we have like elite receivers to the point where we should be running 5 wide. Now, if we had like Tampa's receiving, well, I guess you can't say that anymore. But seeing as Antonio Brown is no longer a Buck anymore, but last year's Buck team or Dallas could easily go 5. I can see them. They could easily go 5 wide with Zeke, Schultz, Lamb, Cooper, and Gallup. Like that's fine.
Well, I mean, that's a Mike McCarthy team. I haven't watched a lot of Dallas games this year, but I bet you they do have a fair amount of 5 wide sets.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, we certainly don't have like an elite receiving personnel that would justify that. But
why is that guy holding up a goddamn Bears jersey? Somebody fucking ripped that thing out of his hand. Show me all the pictures. Why didn't we get flags?
I wanted to make a sign to bring. No one else was on board.
Sad news about John Madden, man. What a legend, dude. I loved listening to John Madden games.
Truly. And
And
I've actually
nobody loved Brett Favre more.
yeah, he certainly did love Favre. But yeah, I've heard some people write convincing cases that John Madden should be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame 3 times. One for his coaching career, where he
Yep.
has the highest winning percentage of any coach in history,
Yep.
but minimum 10 seasons. 2, his broadcasting career. He kind of changed broadcasting. And then 3, is his contributions with the Madden video game. I didn't know this, but I actually read when the very first Madden that they wanted to make was going to be a 7-on-7 thing, and heck,
Oh, get him!
Good
We
job,
got him,
Kirk.
and that is going to be Rashawn Gary.
That's a big one too. That's like a 10-yard sack.
Yep.
But yeah, apparently the first Madden, it was going to be 7-on-7, and John Madden was hired on as a consultant, and he's like, no, the only way I'm doing this is if it's realistic 11-on-11 football. He actually gave the developers the 1980s Raiders playbook, and he played a role in the design of that game. So I didn't actually realize that. So yeah,
Do you think they're going to continue to call it Madden going forward?
Oh yeah, man, that's going to be Madden for the rest of time.
Because today's kids don't even know who John Madden is.
Yeah, well, they're missing out.
I get that all I get asked by students all the time. They always like when we're talking about playing Madden, they're like, why do they call it Madden? Like, why don't they just call it NFL?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's kind of sad.
And they're
Rasul
like,
Douglas almost jumps this.
yeah, I saw that he got a good jump there.
I'm
all right,
telling
they're
you,
in
man,
third and about 20, I think.
He's gonna take a pick this game. Like he
I
is
bet
just so aggressive.
I bet you see Minnesota not really take a deep shot because they're buried in their own end zone here, but I bet you see them try to get a pass interference. Oh, they run it. All right.
That was a terrible call. They're just playing field position there. They conceded a punt and they wanted to get better field position for the punt.
Yeah.
I guess the defense is playing solid enough that
if they're gonna win this game, they're gonna rely on the defense. Their defense has played pretty goddamn good.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, like we have 2 clear examples now that the refs are not calling pass interference this game. They're calling, this is kind of like playoff football. They tend to lay off the pass interference flags come playoff time. So we need to adjust to that.
That's a good punt by him. Holy shit, you got all that.
Dude, David Moore with a pretty decent return though. He didn't show any hesitation like Amari Rodgers.
Sign him to a 7-year deal. It's the best return we've had in 5 years.
You see
there.
Those curds there? Dude, I destroyed those things when we were in Green Bay.
That bratwurst was real good.
It was. Yeah, I'm still disappointed though that we didn't get roasted chicken flappers.
Roasted chicken.
I mean, if the boys win the game today, they certainly deserve some butter burgers and roasted chicken flappers.
Head over to Kroll's and get themselves a butter burger. Oh.
I mean, what you ought to do is really just have the whole Green Bay staff eat some butter burgers, then go in the visiting locker room before they show up. For competitive advantage.
How dare they desecrate their own locker room? Oh, all right. Well, I still feel good about this game, despite. I just feel like we're gonna be able to really stop their offense this game. Like them not having Kirk Cousins, that's a big blow to them in this game.
Honestly, I'm kind of upset about that.
Want to play them at their best?
Yeah, I mean, of course, it increases our chances of a win without him, but I've been hoping for we haven't played a full strength playoff quality team since the Rams.
Yeah, if you look at all of our wins, we really don't have too many wins against, like playoff teams,
Yeah, I mean,
really.
I will say, like playing the Browns, playing the Ravens,
Yeah.
in playoff contention, and they're desperate. So like that, there is a certain playoff atmosphere there, but like a legit like contender, you got to go back to the Rams. So I was kind of hoping this would be a playoff tune-up here with like this Vikings team, despite their record. They've been in every game this year.
Yeah.
I think they're a very talented team who's had some bad luck this year, and Kirk Cousins just struggles to close games out. I was hoping this might be a tune-up, but whatever. I'm not going to complain about getting a competitive advantage. We should win this. This has the feel of something where like the offense just hasn't clicked yet, and it's going to be a blowout by the end. But it could also be like it only takes a couple plays to change the complexion of a game. We don't want to find ourselves behind because that could change things.
Yeah. Minnesota also gets the ball after half. So I do not want it to be a one-score game, going into the half. All right. I don't hate that play call. We had both Jones and Dillon out there. We were in the shotgun. Go figure. Jones runs out for like a screen pass, and we hand off to Dillon, who gets 5 yards. Kind of like a little RPO play there from LaFleur.
One
Is Rodgers wearing
interesting,
the
but
turtleneck
also
tonight?
what's that?
Is Rodgers wearing the turtleneck tonight?
I don't think so, actually. Usually he does in the cold weather, but I'll have to get a closer look.
All right, what were we
Gonna
saying?
hand
All right, we're in the shotgun. Dillon again. 1
See, dude,
yard.
that's why.
2 yard. No, he pushes.
That is why you run with Dillon. It looks like a 1 yard play, and he powers forward to make it a 4 yard play. Now we're in a third and one.
3rd and 1. You gotta pick it up. Gotta fucking pick this up.
Honestly, I give it to Dillon again. Like I know they stuffed us on the one attempts. But okay.
Right.
Devontae.
I like it. I like it. Yeah. I mean, as we were saying earlier, we can't. I'm completely on board with franchising Devontae. You got to keep Devontae. You got nothing if you
Listen,
don't have him.
I'm not going to talk about this right now. It's a completely separate conversation, but just the financials of if you tag Devontae and you try to keep Rodgers another year, like you have to completely gut the team. So this is a different podcast topic, my friend.
Yeah, we're just gonna trim the fat a little bit. You cut Z, you can fucking keep one of them. Oh yeah, Lazard. He's been coming up big lately.
Wide open over the middle. There's a nice little play action, loosened him up.
Dang, he's coming up on Sterling Sharp's record for most receiving yards, Devontae.
It looks very realistic that by the end of this season he moves into number 3 with Donald Trump.
He needs about 140 yards receiving still.
Thereabouts. Yeah.
With 6 quarters left to play for him, 6.5. Sorry, we sent Devontae in motion, and we
exact same play on the opposite sideline.
Yep, he picks up 5 yards this time.
And I actually like before that play started, like I noticed, I'm like, hey, they're playing pretty off coverage, maybe a bubble screen. That's exactly what they do. Minnesota's afraid of the deep shot now. We burned them a couple times in the first.
Our offense should dominate bubble screens, seeing as they probably see nothing but soft coverage in practices every day. Second and 5, 4.5 minutes to go in the second. We are.
This should be play action, 20. Man. They're probably just gonna. Oh, all right. Deep shot. Lazard.
You get it? Touchdown, Lazard.
The lounge. All right, there's a Minnesota defender trying to like fight for the ball after the play is over. Chill out, man.
Touchdown, Green Bay needed that. I bet we go for 2.
All right, so let me just point out that I thought this was going to be a run play because Rodgers was under center. And I said it should be a play action. Like, you keep doing the run plays every time he's under center. First time they do a pass with Rodgers under center, it's a touchdown.
Yep. I am watching the replay right there. AJ Dillon's got to get a little better at pass pro. That was some pretty unacceptable, ugly pass pro right there. I know it's Anthony Barr, but come on, man.
Dude, I want to point out on that replay, did you see Lazard's hand strength so he goes up and grabs this ball, the defender he punches the ball as Lazard is falling backward, and Lazard
I'm looking at it right now.
Like Lazard holds on to that thing the whole time. That is some hand strength.
Oh, we are kicking the extra point. I'm surprised. I thought for sure we'd go for 2.
Well, they might look at it like don't go for it until you need it.
Yeah, points are points, right? So 13-0. Yeah, I feel a little bit better now. And there is enough time still in this game where if we can get like a 3 and out, get the ball back, we can march down, get on a field goal before half.
Well, yeah. I mean, we've not struggled to move the ball. It's entirely been punching it in once we're to the red zone. So yeah, if we get this ball back, even with only like 2 minutes, I feel pretty comfortable about putting at least a field goal up.
We're on a commercial break now, so we got a little bit of time. I'm seeing everywhere that Aaron Rodgers is the odds-on favorite to win MVP this year. Do you think that if he doesn't play next week, that would affect his chances at all?
I was actually wondering the same question earlier this week.
It'd be a stat padding game. Like, what if one of the other, like a Jonathan Taylor or Brady or Josh Allen, they just go off with like 5 touchdown game?
I think Brady's out of it. First of all, he got shut out by the Saints, and then he played so bad against the Jets today, like they barely beat the Jets. I think Brady's out of it. To me, it's between Rodgers, Jonathan Taylor, and as a dark horse, I think Cooper Kupp could still be in it.
Cooper Kupp could be in there, yeah. Taylor had another pretty good game, I think, today. I don't know the stat line off the top of my head. Yeah.
Yeah, I look at it like Rodgers is going to want to play because he likes that in his bats. He's ego-driven and wants that MVP.
Well, he was asked on McAfee if he wants to win MVP, and he's like, yeah, absolutely, I want to win my 4th MVP. Like, they asked him if it was important to him if he won another, and he's like, yeah, of course it's important to me. So, yeah, he wants that 4th MVP.
Yeah, so I absolutely think Rodgers will want to play against Detroit, even if it's a meaningless game. I think that will actually be an interesting situation where a lot of people, the way this offseason went, they're like, oh, Rodgers is running the team now. There's no authority. The inmates are running the asylum. If I'm Matt LaFleur, I'm not sending an injured Aaron Rodgers out there for a meaningless game. I tell him, tough luck, dude. You're sitting until the playoffs.
Yeah, you know what? And I bet they do want to get another look at Jordan Love,
Yeah.
I definitely see us probably at least playing Jordan Love. I see probably maybe Devontae and Aaron setting. I mean, I think
I would say anybody who has any kind of injury, anyone who has had COVID in the last few weeks, give them some extra rest. Like, if it's a meaningless game, like, frankly, it doesn't really matter to me if Detroit beats us. Like, great. They get worse draft position. I want our guys to be as healthy as possible heading into the playoffs. In the past, I've been an advocate of, you try to go into the playoffs with momentum and playing hard. And I think there's something to that. But with as banged up as the team has been all year and with COVID and everything, I want to minimize any risk.
Mm-hmm. Our 1st and 10, they give to Dalvin Cook. We do a great job stopping him. He picks about 1 yard.
Yeah, Chris Barnes got their best.
Not for nothing, I believe Justin Jefferson has 1 catch in this game?
Yeah. 1 or 2.
Great job on that.
So we got a 2nd and 9 here.
They bring in an extra receiver. Gotta wonder this could potentially be a passing play. If they come out with him under center, gotta think maybe play action. Nope, they're in the shotgun.
All right,
We
baby.
ended off again though, but a great stop. Adrian Amos coming up. TJ Slayton in on that tackle. The guy making the big play though was Rashawn Gary. #1 ranked player coming out of high school. Rashawn Gary.
I do think it's interesting that they are swapping Gary and Preston Smith. Like they've throughout the game, they've swapped multiple times,
Yeah.
kind of given some unpredictability.
I like that because the offensive linemen probably try to like they might try to hone in on like the moves they're using. If you keep switching them, they can't, predict the moves that they're gonna use. He keeps
Get
doing
him,
something
get him!
different all the time.
Woo!
Oh yeah. Is that Preston? Preston with a
I
sack.
think Preston just made himself some more money with that sack.
Yep.
Pretty sure he had a bonus incentive for that one.
Yep. Celebrate, young man. So with that, well, you predicted what, 4+ sacks? We're at 2 right now.
Yeah.
So nice. Kenny Clark was coming up quick on him too in that.
Dude, Kenny Clark is such a good player. He gets doubled every play of every game. And still.
We both need to apologize for what we've said about Preston Smith in the last offseason. We were wrong.
Yeah, dude, Preston has really stepped up.
He's, especially with Z being hurt, he has been invaluable to the defense.
I mean, I definitely like when we were able to restructure him, I was happy with that. I'm like, hey, like we're paying barely more than we would have to cut him and we get to keep him. And he just totally stepped up.
I think my opinion on the Smith brothers is one of them's going to go, and I think whichever one comes cheaper is the one we probably keep.
Oh, Preston Smith definitely comes cheaper. He's not going to be cheap next offseason. Like I think he's close to 20 mil, but Zedarius is like close to 30 mil.
Yeah. Wow. No running back. Well, it is 2 minutes, but we got 3 timeouts with 2-minute warning. I would at least run it because you got 2-minute warning.
Devontae!
All right. Fuck it. When you got Devontae, fuck it. 15 to 20 yard catch. We are in Minnesota territory off one play. 2-minute warning. Fuck it. We can get a goddamn touchdown out of this.
Wow, that ball was tipped and still got to Devontae. Like it didn't even look like it was tipped in real time because it was spot on. That is kind of interesting. Yeah, dude, it's looking like if we can go score a touchdown here, the defense is gonna feast. If they hold us to a field goal, they're still gonna use the run game in the third quarter.
Yeah, Minnesota is a team that even like no matter how far down they are, they know that if they want to get back in the game, they still got to run the ball. Plus, when you got a guy like Dalvin Cook, at any moment he can bust out for like a 60-yard touchdown run. So running can still be just as dangerous as passing for them.
I will say this, that so far, the defense, like Cook's had a couple decent runs, like nothing big, but he's had like some 6, 7, 8 yarders. But it's been blocking that got him those runs. It's not like he's broken tackles for him. Like once we get to him, we've done a pretty good job of wrapping up today. So let me ask you, Mr. Perello, who do you think our biggest threat in the NFC is?
I was thinking about that earlier. The thought came to me that even as the 1 seed, we're gonna play the lowest seeded team. But barring a 6th or 7th seeded team winning miraculously, we're likely looking at either Dallas, Tampa, Arizona, or the Rams. Those are likely going to be one of the teams we face in the conference round. Probably. So out of that bunch, I I don't want to play. I don't want to play Dallas or Tampa.
Um,
I don't think we match up well against Dallas.
yeah, I mean, I was gonna say I think Dallas, they might, like, top to bottom, they might actually be the most talented.
Yeah, I think they just haven't put it together yet, chemistry wise. Top to bottom, they got a super talented team. If we win that game, it's because Aaron Rodgers outduels their secondary, and Devontae's got to have a huge game.
Yeah.
But their receivers are great. They got a great offensive line. Tyron Smith just came back this week. Rodgers looked like he was going to take a deep shot. Throws a wow. Aaron Jones can't keep his footing. Still managed to pick up about
Yeah,
8
this is
yards
like
on a screen.
Three Stooges skit right there.
Yeah.
Thankfully, it's a positive play. You know, Jones still gets like 7-8 yards, but that should have been like a 15, 16-yard gain if Rodgers could have thrown the ball accurately and Jones didn't slip.
All right. You're going to see Rodgers in shotgun every play this drive. He's in shotgun again. Jones to the right. 3 receiver set.
Ooh, nice tackle by
MVS's first play of the game, first catch of the game. We do, I believe, get the first down. We're going to take a timeout. Probably we do. Minute 18 left on the clock. 1st and 10. Probably about at what, the 40 or 35?
yeah. That was that was a good open field tackle by the Minnesota defender on MVS. He was right there as the screen arrived.
You know, this feels really weird because this would normally, in my whole life growing up, this is the final week of the NFL. It's ingrained in me that this is the last week. 13-3 is on the line. It's gonna feel weird having like an extra game next week, but
I mean, that's pretty wild to think. Like, the Green Bay Packers have never done this in their history. 3 years in a row, 13 wins.
and back-to-back potential 1 seeds.
Yeah,
That's big too.
Dude, I mean, Coach LaFleur, he does have some issues that he can work on, but make no mistake, dude, the start to his career is on a historic pace.
5 receiver set. Rodgers finds the guy he wants quickly. It's Lazard, gets out of bounds. 2nd and 4. Yeah, they were just showing that graphic. I'm not sure if you saw it earlier, where if he wins tonight, he becomes the most winningest head coach in NFL history for the first 3 years. He's currently
really?
tied. Yeah.
Who's he tied with?
One was I'm not sure. One of them I saw was Mike Sherman.
Mike Sherman.
Yeah, Mike Sherman was one of the coaches on there. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not great company. All right, 2nd and 4. Oh man.
Oh yeah, all day. You can't defend it.
Dude, that is. So do you remember how indefensible the Jordy Nelson back shoulder was and how it was
Yeah.
always guaranteed
Oh,
first
yeah.
down?
They started that
Devontae does
trend.
the same thing, except for, like, his is different. Jordy always went to the sideline, so that's the most the catch could get. Devontae is able to do the back shoulder in stride, so sometimes he can actually bust it loose and keep moving. Like, his
It's
back shoulder
insane.
might actually be better than Jordy Nelson's.
He just runs a go route and then just does a
Oh my God,
360-degree
1st and
jump.
10 in the red zone, and we're empty backfield. Are you
Oh,
kidding
yeah,
me?
of course, I called it. We're gonna go shotgun every play this drive.
Well,
Gets the guy he wants though. Devontae touchdown.
it's hard to complain when you're scoring touchdowns, but Jesus, man.
Fuck yeah! I think I saw Devontae's got 8 catches already in this game.
Maybe I should have made my bold prediction 20 catches.
Maybe.
Dude, I wonder what the NFL record for a single game is.
I know this. 21, Brandon Marshall.
Brandon Marshall.
Yeah, I did it with Denver with Jay Cutler as his quarterback and McDaniels as the head coach.
Huh. Wow.
Either 21 catches or 23 catches, one of them. Yep.
All right, man. 20-0. We did leave them a minute 5 on the clock, though, and they do have 3 timeouts. We're probably going to play super soft and give up a field goal.
Forcing them to throw the ball though, which I do like. And and if they want to do it, they got to throw, at least some decently 10 to 20-yard balls. So, man,
Yeah,
it's just a nice route by
love lining
Devontae.
Devontae up in the slot, man. Like he was on a linebacker who just like had no business covering him. Dude, if we actually cashed in every red zone trip, like this game would, like we'd be what? All right, so we settled for 6 points out of 3 red zone trips early on. So we could potentially have 15 more points at this point. It could be 35-0, right?
Yep. Here's a crazy stat for you right now. With that touchdown, Aaron Rodgers now has 36 touchdowns and no interceptions against NFC North teams the last 2 years.
That's pretty impressive.
Has not thrown a pick to an NFC North division rival the last 2 years, and he's up to 36 touchdowns with Detroit up next week still. So it's a pretty good pace, man. Pretty good pace.
I'll say this: Devontae, he kind of started the year a little slow in terms of touchdowns. Like he was gathering up catches and yards, but since midseason, he's really turned it on. He's over double-digit touchdowns. I know. He's not quite on the pace he was last year when he had 18.
I believe for catches on the year, he's up to about like 110.
Yeah, I mean he's doing pretty good.
He might break his own record from last year. I forgot what it was, 120 something, 118
maybe.
Come
on.
Come on. That's horse shit.
You got 2 obvious pass interferences against Devontae that they don't call, and now the refs want to try to make this interesting. Let's see this.
They're gonna call on Devondre probably.
All right, no, you got to call that, dude. Like it wasn't much contact, but it knocked the receiver down. It's too obvious to not call.
I feel like if he didn't need to do that because he wasn't gonna catch the ball regardless. But
yeah.
Wait, why they got 3rd and 4?
Oh, I think it was just illegal contact. I don't think it was pass interference.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Right.
Yeah, they haven't got a single 3rd down conversion yet tonight. That's awesome.
Dude, if we get a 3 and out here and we still have 2 timeouts with 40 seconds, do you think we try to go for a field goal?
Yeah, it depends how well the punt is.
Come on, baby. Come on.
Good pick.
That was a nice, strong catch.
Hold him in bounds. Keep that clock running.
Yeah, that was Jefferson. That was a very strong catch. Douglas was all over him.
So this is his 3rd career start in 7 years?
I think so.
Wow.
I don't think he's ever thrown a touchdown, actually. I think
no, he hasn't.
Receptions.
He's never thrown a touchdown.
Which it makes it all the more confusing to me. Like, why wouldn't they go with their rookie 3rd-round pick and see what he has to offer?
In a game that your playoff hopes are like, you're fighting for your playoff plays.
I guess maybe that's it. Like they're looking at it like,
let the vet.
Maybe the more veteran guy gives them a better chance when their playoff hopes are on the line. But
don't want to overwhelm the rookie first start being with playoff hopes on the line, Lambeau in prime time. I mean,
yeah,
could ruin a guy forever if you blew that.
I wonder if Kirk Cousins, Kirk Cousins hasn't. He's put up good stats for the Vikings, but he's never been able to be a real winner for them. And now he puts the team in a situation where he's unvaccinated, gets COVID with the playoffs on the line. Like, I wonder if they just clear house next year.
Maybe. First,
baby. That was a
nice tackle by Chris Barnes.
Chris Barnes made a hell of a tackle there. That could have been a big gain.
He's taking a little bit of a back seat to Devondre Campbell this year, but Barnes has had some pretty solid games still.
I think Barnes is the harder hitter, and sometimes he makes more splash plays, but Devondre Campbell is the steady, reliable guy. I don't think he's missed a snap all year.
I don't know how he was just sitting there in the free agent pool like that late in the year.
Both him and Douglas, dude. Like they've come to Green Bay and turned their careers around. Yeah, I want to see both of them extended long term.
They certainly earned it. Oh, there's
Oh
some
yeah.
sad Viking fans. All right, second 28 seconds to go. The ball is still in Minnesota territory, but they're getting cloose to the 50.
Come on, baby. How about a pick
50,
six here?
40.
How about a
Pick six
Russell
would be great.
Douglas pick six?
Mannion back to pass. That's actually a pretty decent pass. Jefferson. I don't know how Jefferson's that fucking wide open.
Yeah, I mean it was a zone. He found the soft spot between the two defenders. That's what I think when a team has an elite wide receiver one, I would always put a man on him every single play. Like
You could still play zone with a man.
That's my thought process. You can still do zone with the rest of the team, but I always want a man on that number one receiver.
If Jair was playing in this game, my strategy definitely would be Jair. You just follow Jefferson everywhere he goes. But
All right, see, dude, we're playing 9 yards off the ball. All right, he's taking off running.
God, he can run, huh? Well, not really.
Yeah, he looked slow as molasses.
Well, don't look now. They're just about in field goal range, though.
Yeah, no, I mean, this was my fear, is that we're going to play so soft because of the lead that we're like, oh, whatever, we'll give up a field goal.
That's annoying. That's just so annoying.
It is. It is, man. I like playing for shutouts. That was their final timeout, though, so they're probably going to take one quick shot trying to go to the sideline.
It's still a pretty long field goal for them in really cold weather. So
yeah, man, I don't think they're trying for the touchdown here.
Well, there is enough time on the clock still where they could, take it. There's Z right there where they could throw it up the middle for like a 10-yard pass, get up and spike it. Still, there's plenty of time for them to get up and spike
necklace Z is wearing too?
Well, that's what 27 million buys you, dude.
I guess so.
We paying him real good.
All right, come on.
Get a sack. That'd be even greater.
All right, throws it away.
Now it's getting tough to do a spike now.
Yeah, so if I'm them, I just run an out pattern, try to pick up an extra
5 yards.
10 yards or whatever, and kick the field goal.
Well, this is also where our cornerbacks need to be aware of that. Jump that fucking route, take it to the house, pick six, baby.
Yeah, I mean, if Minnesota wants to get real aggressive, they could try to exploit Rasul Douglas, who's shown to be super aggressive and tries to jump routes. If they ran a double move on him, they could have a shot at the touchdown.
I think Douglas is on Jefferson right now. Do we take a timeout? We do take a timeout.
Yeah.
Since we were just in Lambeau a few weeks ago, walking through that stadium, doing the tour, highly recommend it to anyone who is a Packer fan or just a football fan in general. Just kept thinking about how cool it must have been to actually work there. Like one of the coaches, you just get to drive to Lambeau Field every day, park a car in the parking lot, just work inside Lambeau. That'd be awesome every single day.
I just think it's so amazing that, like, I don't know what other professional sports stadium you can do this in, but the night before the game, we went into the atrium, which is just like open up, and we went into the stadium bar, got some beers, and we were able to just wander around the Lambeau Field atrium with beers in our hands, just taking in all that history. Like, where else could you do that?
Can't imagine too many teams do that. Mannion's gonna throw this ball away. I like it. 5 seconds left on the clock. They're gonna have to kick a field goal here.
Where are they though? This has got to be a long field
35 yarder. So what? You had 17 on. So he's looking at like a
51
yarder. Yeah.
It's not as long as I thought. 51. It's still gonna be tough in this cold weather.
Well, there's the graphic there. It will be the longest field goal in Lambeau in January.
Huh. Come on, special teams. Make a play, baby. Block this bitch for a touchdown.
Hope that cold weather slows it down. All right, we're gonna try to ice the kicker. Pun intended. For Minnesota here, they get the ball after half. So, if they get the ball back, they could still, try and make this a 2-score game relatively quick. So this is a pretty big kick for them still.
Yeah.
Their kickers running around trying to stay warm on the sidelines.
Yeah, you got to think they're going to try to stick to the run on that first drive of the third quarter. If they could get a 3-pointer here and then get a touchdown, like they're still in it. If they miss this, that really like running in the third is gonna take valuable time from them.
All right, and snap.
Damn.
Dang, it looked like it was starting to curve. He gets it though. He got it plenty. There was still plenty of he probably could have hit that from like 56 or 57, it looked like.
Yeah, no, that was a good kick, man. So 3 points, that ends the half. We're looking up 20-3, although it should be 35-3. Yeah, man, I want to see the Packers just don't let your foot off the gas. Don't let up in the fourth like we have the last couple games. Close this out. Dude, the Patriots put up 50 today. The Seahawks.
Yeah, they put up a 50 burger today.
Like let's join the 50 club this week. Show that we're ready to roll for the playoffs.
Let's see here. I wanted to do this. All right, so I'm gonna run through some stats quick here since I've been curious about some I haven't had a chance to look at any in the first half here. Rodgers, 211 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, no picks. I don't think he's been sacked yet either.
No.
Nope, no sacks. Sean Mannion, 57 yards passing, 2 sacks. Dalvin Cook, 7 carries for 17 yards, 2.4-yard carry. That is big time, man. Holding them to 17 yards in the first half. If we can keep that up in the second half here, feel really good.
Well, dude, just as big is looking at Aaron Jones here, 6 carries, 69 yards.
Like 2 big runs.
That's pretty big, man. I would like to see a little more of the run game in the second half here. And I think A.J. Dillon's going to start finding some more success. He always seems to do better in the fourth than he does early on.
Yeah. Let's see. Receiving, Devontae, 8 catches, 118 yards. He's over 100 yards receiving already with a touchdown on 10 targets. Man, you just click on old Devontae. I want to see his stats for the year if I can. So I'm not sure if this includes today's game, but 106 receptions, they're almost 1,400 yards with 10 touchdowns. I'm not sure if that's included today or not. So it could be 114.
That's missing a game. He wasn't in the Arizona game.
Yeah. Yep, he did miss that game. Yeah, the last 5 games, he's got 41 catches and 7 touchdowns. He's really coming along with 500 yards receiving. Getting hot at the right time. All right, going back, Lazard, 456 with a touchdown. That's a solid stat line for Lazard. He's on his way to 8 catch, 110-yard game.
Yeah, dude, honestly, this offense works so much better when someone steps up as the number 2, and it doesn't happen every week. But more often than not, like I know people get enamored with MBS's big plays that happen from time to time. Lazard's the more consistent guy to me. Like I like seeing passes go Lazard's way.
Yeah, he's reliable too. Got those big strong hands. On a quick side note, Cobb returned to practice this week. Really surprised they returned already, running routes and stuff already, despite having surgery on that core. He should be ready to go for the playoffs for sure. But I digress. So Aaron Jones had five receptions for 30 yards. He's on his way to a 10 catch game as well. MVS only 1 catch for 3 yards on 1 target. On the flip side, Jefferson, I mean, we're holding their stars, and that's what you kind of need to do. Jefferson, 3 catches for 30 yards. Um, yeah, I'll take that all day. On the defensive side, let's see, the sacks came from
Preston.
Gary. Gary and Preston each have 1 apiece. Gary's got 2 tackles for losses, and each of them have a QB hit. They're really the ones showing out on defense so far. I haven't really seen anyone else stand out, do anything great on defense besides those two. So, on the flip side, nothing to really say about their defense besides Sheldon Richardson getting 1 QB hit and Mackenzie Alexander getting a pass defense.
Oh wow! So just looking at the scores around the league here because I haven't kept up today. I'm surprised the Raiders pulled out. It looked like an overtime victory over the Colts. And I did see that Cincinnati had a comeback against Kansas City, which, dude, Cincy, like Joe Burrow, the way he's been playing the last couple weeks, they could be a dangerous team to play in the playoffs.
Yeah, Jamar Chase went off today.
Yeah, like what, 3 touchdowns?
3 touchdowns and like 180 yards receiving. He had 2 60-plus yard touchdowns, I think. Wow, so the Titans are right now they're the 1 seed, huh?
Yeah, and they're probably getting Derrick Henry back for the playoffs.
Yeah. Damn, that's a tough loss by the Chiefs there.
Dude, Chiefs were on the hottest win streak in the league. I think they had like 8 wins in a row or something over that span. Like I remember when we went and faced them and it was Jordan Love's first start, we're like, what more could he ask for? Their defense is on a historically bad pace. This is a great game to play. And like over that win streak, they actually had I think the best defense in the league. They were giving up like 11 points a game or something.
Mm.
So Jordan Love might have actually, at the time, it looked like he was facing a bad defense. It might have actually been a good defense that just turned it on around that time.
How would you feel about playing the 49ers in the playoffs?
Drew, I'm going to tell you a little fantasy that's been brewing in my head lately. And that fantasy is that the playoffs go like this. We face the 49ers in the divisional round and overcome the scars of 2019. We face Tampa Bay in the NFC Championship and overcome the scars of 2020. And then we go to the Super Bowl and kick whoever's ass. Let's say the Bills, just because.
Could happen.
I run defense isn't our strong suit. So, there's some stuff to worry about there. But wouldn't it feel damn satisfying to beat the Niners and the Bucks in the playoffs this year?
It would kind of make everything come full circle, for the last 3 years of the LaFleur era. Like he kind of gets retribution in his 3rd year on the 2 teams that he came up short against his first 2 years. Kind of, a little like, student pupil becomes the master or defeats the master type thing there. It'd be pretty cool to see there. I will say this. If we can get through the NFC playoffs into the Super Bowl, I feel really good about our chances about winning it all. I feel like the talent that the teams in the NFC I feel like we match up pretty well against any team in the AFC.
Honestly, dude, the only team in the AFC that really concerns me is Kansas City. Because Patrick Mahomes can do Patrick Mahomes things and their defense has been playing very great lately.
They played better lately, but we showed with Jordan Love that we could beat them.
Yeah, no, I agree. I would be more concerned about facing some of the NFC teams than the AFC teams.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of those NFC teams they match up against our talent very well. I feel like it's going to be tough to get the Super Bowl. So
it's certainly going to be a tough road. Any way you cut it, like that, these NFC playoffs aren't going to be easy. I think when you get to the 7th seed, that's not really a great team. Frankly, I don't think they should have added a 7th seed. Like it brings a low quality opponent into the playoffs.
It does, because there's really, what, 15 teams, so you're all per conference. There's 16 teams. It's almost half of the NFC, half of each conference makes it in the
Yeah.
playoffs.
Well, I mean, last year it was Chicago. Chicago wasn't a good team. This year it might be the Eagles. The Eagles are not they're not a Super Bowl team, man. Um, and I think it's that 7 seed. Like if you look at the 6 seed, someone like if it ends up being like the Niners or someone, they're a legitimately dangerous team.
Yeah.
Uh, so I don't know. I look at the NFC playoffs and yeah, man, you got Dallas, they're loaded with talent. Tampa, they got the GOAT. The Rams, they
Odell's finally turning on. He's putting up, and
yeah,
they're getting
Odell
Cam Akers
turning
back.
on. They got Stafford now. Akers is going to be coming back. They have quite possibly the greatest defensive player of all time in Aaron Donald.
And they have Von Miller in that system for a couple months now.
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
like
dude,
when we played them, they were
he
still
made
new.
dude Von Miller made the game-saving play today against the Ravens. Like the
Did he?
Ravens are coming back. So yeah, I mean they're all stacked. And I'll tell you, even though we beat them earlier this year, and they haven't played great the last month, I'm going to tell you the one team I don't want to face in the playoffs is the Cardinals. I don't want to face a Russian quarterback. I just don't.
Yeah. Yeah, he went off on some rushes today too in that game. Like late in that game, that's what won them the game, is his rushing ability. They couldn't run a lick up the middle with their running backs. So they just gave it to Kyler and he ran. He got the first downs.
Yeah, I mean the Cardinals, like
Well,
they're not
so
really
you don't
bad
want to face a
offensively.
rushing quarterback. How would you feel about playing Buffalo in the Super Bowl then? The ultimate rushing quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, dude, Josh Allen's a hell of a player, but he reminds me a lot of Brett Favre in that,
Well,
like,
he did throw 3 picks today.
for every amazing play he makes, he also has a head scratching play in nearly every game. And I think the fact that Buffalo completely lacks a ground game if you take Josh Allen away, like just
Well,
their
he
running
is their
back,
rushing attack.
they don't have a ground game. I would feel comfortable facing them, particularly now that they've lost Tre'Davious White, one of the best cornerbacks in the league. They have weaknesses that can be exploited. Um,
Yeah, I feel like plus with having Jair back, he'd line up
yeah,
against Diggs. I feel like our secondary would match up well against their secondary.
yeah,
But
it. I mean, if I'm looking at Russian quarterbacks in the playoffs that I'm worried about, like, yeah, Josh Allen is great, but the Bills have enough weaknesses that I think we could beat them. Lamar Jackson is great. Frankly, actually, Lamar Jackson probably worries me more than Josh Allen because, like, Josh Allen's the better passer, but Lamar Jackson, the way he can take over a game on the ground, like, he could shred us.
a dark horse team that I would not want to play in the Super Bowl is the Cincinnati Bengals.
Oh, fuck that. Dude, I'll take the Bengals every day of the week, man.
I don't want to play that offense.
I,
I
listen,
think they're stacked.
they're
No offense.
stacked, but Zach Taylor is not winning the Super Bowl, dude. He was a mistake as a coach, and he lucked into Joe Burrow. Like they're not a good team. Like
They got
Joe
three.
Burrow,
They got three
Jamar
great
Chase is good.
receivers, and Joe Mixon's a great running back. I think.
No, I'm like, don't get me wrong. They got a lot of talent on that team, and they're going to be fun to watch in the playoffs. I don't think Zach Taylor's the guy though, and I don't think he's going to be the guy on a big stage. Like, it would not surprise me at all if they're one and
Well,
done in the playoffs.
they did take down Kansas City today.
Yeah, I mean, any given Sunday, man. But I'll just say, if we face Cincinnati in the Super Bowl, I feel a hell of a lot better about that than most AFC teams. Like, you want to face the Titans with Derrick Henry running all over us and AJ Brown tearing it up downfield.
Yeah, I don't feel that great about playing against Jonathan Taylor either, with the best line in football.
Yeah, I mean, we could probably get some turnovers out of Carson Wentz, but
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, like I said, out of all the playoffs, it's the Russian quarterbacks that worry me. Um, I think the Bills and the Ravens. I think we can beat them. It's the Cardinals. That's really the one team I don't want to face. I know we beat them undermanned in week 7, but it's really hard to beat a team twice in the same season, and that's just they have enough talent on that team on both sides of the ball that they could be a tough out.
I really like your vision of the 49ers and then Tampa. I can also see Mike McCarthy return to Lambeau for the first time with the Cowboys in the playoffs, being on the other side of the sideline.
Dude, the NFL would love that storyline.
Oh yeah, playoffs in Lambeau. Mike McCarthy on the other team sideline.
Dude, it's essentially the Brady Belichick story, but like
NFC version.
Yeah, the NFC non-dynasty.
Yeah,
version.
it's the poor man's Brady Belichick story.
That's really what it is.
Yeah.
All
right, kickoff goes out of the end zone.
The NFL, like I've already heard conspiracy theories about they're going to try to get the Bucs and the Patriots in the Super Bowl, and like I don't know how active an effort that will be, but I know the NFL would love to see that.
Yeah. 1st and 10.
All right.
Stuffing Dalvin Cook right up the middle. Kenny Clark on that one. Maybe 1 yard. It looked more like a half a yard. They're in that I formation too. Ooh, Lancaster got really good penetration, but was not in the right position to make a tackle on him.
God damn, Kenny Clark is good, dude. He's literally just one-handing 2 offensive linemen and comes off to make the tackle.
Oh, look at that push by Kenny on that one. That was great. Campbell with a great tackle on their fullback Ham. CJ Ham's got to be one of the only fullbacks left in the NFL.
There aren't
like
many.
True fullbacks.
All right, baby. Third.
Yeah, looking at 3rd and 8. Man, getting a 3 out here would be a great start.
Getting a 3 and out here, the Vikings might start thinking, how soon can we get home out of this cold?
All right, I was going to say they're going to be highlighting Justin Jefferson on this. Watch out for Osborne on this, too. He hasn't even seen a target yet, I don't think.
They're playing pretty far off coverage.
Yeah, I don't like how far off we're playing.
Deep.
You got to get penetration on them.
All right, well, that was...
Throws them. Nice. All right, Stokes in coverage. Savage came over the top. It's going to be a punt. 3 and out. Great start.
I mean, honestly, I kind of thought Stokes got beat there. I think the receiver had position, but it was just a terrible pass by Mannion.
Yeah,
so
I feel like that's something where like a Kirk Cousins probably makes that throw, picks that up for him. But
I am curious because I don't think Kirk Cousins is going to be the future in Minnesota. I don't know if it's going to be next offseason, but
I think he probably plays next. I think his contract's up after this year, though, right?
Well, yeah, no, I think he has next year under contract. Ooh, holy shit, David Moore.
Yeah, this is it.
And a late tackle.
Yeah, sign him. 10-year deal. We found our kick returner.
We've gone from 7 to 10 years now. Damn, you
get 1 year for every yard.
Yeah, that's a personal foul, dude. He was completely out of bounds when he was hit.
David Moore, our brand new
special teams actually just made a positive play.
That was a good return, man. That's the best return we've had all year.
We've been waiting for this guy.
Not sure if you've seen that new Spider-Man movie yet, but I highly recommend it.
I have not. No, like how many fucking Spider-Man movies exist now? The last one I saw was like Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man 2.
Well, I don't want to ruin anything for you, but it kind of brings everything full circle, man.
Oh yeah? All right. Well, I don't know, man. There's so many Marvel movies I can't keep up.
It's really what's keeping me going in life, man.
Well, you and I are different in that regard.
Marvel keeps coming out with movies, so
Geez, I don't. You fried my brain with Spider-Man here. I don't even remember what I was saying. Just webbed my brain.
I'm a child.
Shit. Yeah.
What we were talking about David Moore, I think how great of a returner he is.
Well, I was talking about something before that return. I was in the middle of something, and I'm like, "Oh shit, this is
Talking
actually."
about Kirk Cousins.
Oh yeah. All right, Kirk Cousins. So I think he's actually under contract next year. So they probably hold on to him, but I don't think he's the long-term future. And maybe even like if they could trade him this coming off season, it wouldn't totally surprise me because I suspect Mike Zimmer gets fired and they might be looking to totally rebuild. So my question
Yeah,
is, Kirk Cousins, he's a guy who puts up pretty darn good stats. You're talking like top 7 QB stats. And he's taken multiple teams to the playoffs multiple times. He hasn't done much once he gets there. But given what Matt Stafford just got in a trade, I would assume that somebody would want Kirk Cousins. Where do you see Kirk Cousins playing 2 years from now?
oh man, a lot can happen in 2 years. I'll tell you where he's playing 2 years. He's playing for the Chicago Bears after they ruined Justin Fields.
Oh, cheers to that, my friend. Okay, baby, we're starting from
We're starting in Minnesota
42?
territory.
Yeah, this might be the best field position we've had all year.
I think so. Like non-turnover wise, you know what? Wow. Okay, they throw the flag on that pass interference. I was gonna say that's a great play by Kendricks.
Yeah, no, I thought that was a great play too. I don't know. I'll have to see the replay. I didn't necessarily see a penalty.
They're both laughing about it. Yeah. So Devontae ran a cross route, and Campbell got a hand, and I'm wondering if he kind of grabbed his jersey in order to get there. I don't know.
Oh
It's not often
yeah,
you see a linebacker keep
yeah, he's
pace.
holding on to
Yeah,
his jersey.
yeah. It's not often you see a linebacker keep pace with Devontae. So,
Eric Kendricks is one of the best in the biz, man. He's so fast.
yep. Been doing it for a long time too, and he hasn't really lost a step. All right, man, that hair is getting long on Rodgers. He is wearing the turtleneck tonight.
Empty backfield.
Of course, it's empty backfield. Wow. I like the throw. Quick throw to Lazard. Um, takes a hit by Woods though.
Yeah, he did take a hit. Um, but Lazard's a tough guy, man. He bounced right back up. I mean, dude, if we're looking at like a 2nd and 1 here, please run the ball. Yeah, just run the ball. Aaron Jones is eating him alive. AJ Dillon can carry a dude 3 yards.
So yeah, you better hand this off here. We do. Picks it up. Gets about a yard afterwards. It's like a 2 yard gain, but we get the first down. All right. Oh, showing a flashback to week 6 of last year. I remember that
No,
play.
this was 2 years ago.
Oh, 2019.
Kinda
Oh yeah,
showing
there's fans in the
like
stadium.
Lazard's coming out game. All right. 1st and 10, closing in on the red
Oh
zone.
my God, no running back still. Are you serious?
Eh. Rodgers
Those
gets
are
rid of
away.
it. I think this is the first hit Rodgers has taken all game.
You know what? I feel like Rodgers and LaFleur, or Rodgers probably is telling LaFleur, he's like, We're passing it the entire second half. I'm locking up this MVP tonight so you can bench me next week. If you're gonna sit me next week, we're gonna fucking lock this up tonight.
Yeah, well, if he fucking cashed in some of those early red zone trips, he could already be on the bench by now.
Pretty close to it.
2nd and 10. Bunch formation. Devontae ISO'd on the outside. We hand to Dylan. Dylan just carries some dudes.
Yeah. All right. Picks about 8 yards. Looking at 3rd and 2.
I like that, dude.
Don't look now, but Dennis Kelly's been holding up pretty solid in cover in pass pro so far tonight. I know he's not going up against the Daniel Hunters or the Everson Griffins out there, but still doing a pretty solid job.
Dude, Dennis Kelly is a hell of a 4th tackle.
Like he was a starter. He was a starter on
16-game starter last year for Tennessee. Like,
and Derrick Henry ran for over 2,000 yards last year.
Yeah.
So
we run it again. Oh, there we go, baby. That's a thing of beauty.
I like that.
That's a thing of beauty.
Yeah. I like that 3rd and 2, and you run right into the heart of that defense there. Dalvin, Richardson. Yep, just hits it hard.
All right. I think we're running again here because Rodgers is under center.
He's making some type of an adjustment there, it looked like. And yes, we do. Oh yeah. Rumble, man. The look on your face when AJ Dillon gets a carry.
Dude,
it's like a little boy seeing like an ice cream truck coming down the street.
I love that brand of football, dude. It's something that I haven't seen in my Packers fandom since Amon Green. I love seeing a guy who can just churn his legs and grind forward.
It's that former fullback in you.
It is, man. I'd never had the athleticism to make a guy miss, so I just like hitting people. Touchdown.
Oh yeah. He's in. Man, he just bully balled his way into that end zone.
Dude, that type of running right there, that is playoff cold weather running.
That is like what Tampa was doing with Leonard Fournette, you know, last year.
You know, I want to give a quick shout out to Royce Newman because I've given him a lot of shit this year because he's had a lot of bad plays this year.
Yeah, I mean, he is a rookie.
But I'll say over this past month or so, he's kind of stepped it up a little bit, and he hasn't made like too many like splashy plays, but he hasn't made like the kind of big whiffs that he was doing early in the year. Royce Newman kind of growing along.
For him to play like this in his rookie year and be a starter, that's not too bad, man.
Yeah. Well, and I don't think he's missed a snap all year.
Yeah. I'll put it this way. He is a starter on our line, and on the 2010 team, do you know who were backups on that team to start the year before injuries happened? Brian Balaga and TJ Lane. They couldn't even crack the starting lineup in 2010.
Balaga wasn't a starter?
Mark Tauscher was the starter, and then he got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
We still had Tauscher and Clifton.
Yeah, dude, Tauscher and Clifton. What a bookend combo that was.
Yeah, they're one of the only players that were like that played under like Favre and transitioned into the Rodgers era. Like Rodgers, he had a good line transitioning and taking over from Favre. So,
dude, I don't think Clifton gets the recognition he deserves. Really, like a lot of people talk about Bakhtiari, you know, as like potential Hall of Famer. Clifton was a hell of a good left tackle for a very long time. under
I don't
Favre
think he makes
and
the
Rodgers.
Pro Football Hall of Fame, but I think he definitely makes Packer Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably right, but yeah, I mean, he was a heck of a player. I am going to go take a pee break though.
All right, just leave me in the trenches taking grenades.
Yeah, I will. I'll leave you right in the trenches and force you to come up with some good content on your own.
I'm fully capable of it.
You should be used to it because I always show up 10 minutes late to the start of these things.
I told you, I got you. I got you. Complicated fella. All right, you guys, I have no idea what to say to you right now. Let's look at some stats. Actually, let's look at Kirk Cousins' contract, which is what I was looking up earlier. Cody mentioned. So he was correct. Kirk does have, according to Spot Track, he did sign a 2-year extension in 2020, so he is under contract for next year. I'm wondering if he signed a fully guaranteed contract on his extension, since his first one was the first fully guaranteed contract in history. It doesn't really tell me on this, I don't believe. So yeah, they're not cutting him, seeing as if they cut him, they would incur a $76 million dead cap hit, which would be cap suicide. And 45 million next year. So yeah, he's definitely started going in next year. I think they probably do extend him, depending on how Kellen Moore and the rookie pans out. So all right, kick off. And touchback. I don't believe Minnesota's got a kick return yet this game, so wow, they're showing the Kirk Cousins stats right now. He's actually been really proficient with touchdown. Fourth most, 121 touchdown passes since he joined Minnesota in 2018, which is fourth most right now. So big loss by them right now. Sending Jefferson in motion, Mannion under center. Stokes is on Jefferson up top. They are throwing in the flat. Solid tackle by Chandon Sullivan on D.D. Westbrook. They only pick up about 2 yards, I would say. All right, another 3-and-out here. Getting the ball back. We can just about start to put this one away with another touchdown here without any points by then. But Manny and they're coming out throwing again. Actually, it's a solid play. Throw it to the tight end. Conklin in the flat. He turns into pretty much like a 15 to 17 yard gain on that. That was a pretty solid play by them. Even better run after the catch by Conklin. They're on the move, probably close to the 50 right now, I think.
Yeah, Conklin's kind of an underrated TE. Like he usually makes some pretty decent plays.
Oh, great play by Preston, but there is a flag.
I
They
bet you
did a
it's gonna be a
pitch.
hold. I
They
bet
did
you
a-
this is a hold. Preston beat his guy so bad he probably tried to hold him.
If it's a hold, I am declining it. Yep, I'm declining that. It's amazing how quickly these refs get feedback from the coaches on whether they want to accept or decline it. Like you don't ever see them go up to the coach and be like, "You want to accept or decline it?" Like it's almost like they just.
I wonder if it's the coach making the call or if it's like the defensive captain.
That's a great question too. Actually, it's something I've never really looked into. I know they like who's in charge of telling the ref what they want and how do they do it so quickly? Do they have comms with the refs? I don't know.
Well, empty backfield on the 2nd and 15 here.
Yeah, this is great. All right, if we can get a sack here, that'd be awesome. Preston coming in with some pressure, but Manning. Ooh, Jefferson looked like he was. Nope, he was just readjusting. 3rd and 15. Looking for
Frankly,
Jefferson.
that should have been a first down. That was the guy was open. It was just a bad pass by Mannion.
I was telling the listeners earlier while you were gone, we took a look at Kirk Cousins' contract. He did sign a 2-year extension in 2020, so he is under contract for next year. He is not going anywhere at all. If they were to cut him this year, $76 million dead cap hit.
Whoa.
$76 million. Next year is $45 million dead cap. He is a Viking for sure until that contract's up. All right, 3rd and 15.
Come on, get the tackle.
They just throw a screen hoping for a first down. We're gonna stop them 3 yards short. Looking at 4th and 3. I was gonna say they're gonna go for it.
Dude, he had momentum. Like he had like 10 yards of steam on him, and Devondre Campbell stops him short. That was a nice.
This is a big fucking play. If they don't get it, we get the ball in Minnesota territory, up by 24. Halfway through the 3rd, we can just about put this game away.
Send some heat, baby. Just
do it. You're up. You're up. Send a couple safeties like real deep just in case. But man, send the goddamn house on them.
It looks like we might be.
Fucking do it.
No, we pull back into coverage.
No, we only go with a 4-man rush.
All right, well.
We get the ball though. We can't get it.
He had Jefferson open and another bad pass. I can't believe they thought this guy would be better than trying out their 3rd round rookie, Kellen Mond.
This is what I expected playing the Ravens would be like when we played them, like this type of quarterback play.
Dude, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like having seen Huntley in action since then, like today he was playing against the Rams. I think he could be a legit starter on an NFL team. Like, yeah, he's not as good as Lamar Jackson, but he's got more talent than a backup.
Yeah. I didn't think he played too great today. He had 200 yards passing with no touchdowns and 1 pick.
Yeah, but he was keeping them in the game against a defense they were on the road, and
they were up for sure.
You're talking Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey and Von Miller. Like, I've been impressed with Huntley's play.
You know what would be crazy? I thought, how about we just trade Jordan Love for Tyler Huntley?
Add a running element to our offense.
Yep.
Oh man, yeah. I don't want to get into it because it really is a. We could spend the whole off season doing podcasts on this topic. But man, it's going to be very interesting seeing what we do after this year. If Aaron Rodgers has 2 MVPs in a row, and
you gotta wonder if he wants the MVP this bad because of the leverage that would also give him in
I'm sure that's
offseason. Yeah, like, hey man, I'm a 2-time back-to-back MVP. You really gonna fucking trade me?
Yeah, man. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like you look at other quarterbacks his age, and it's like many of them played well at his age and dropped off a cliff 1 or 2 years later. So do you want to commit to that? But at the same time, if the dude's putting you in Super Bowl contention every year, winning MVPs, and Jordan Love hasn't looked very good.
I think it's really going to come down to how well Jordan Love impresses the staff in the front office in limited time, and then with his practice, like how he looks in practices.
I also think a big part of it is going to be the financials and what they're able to work there.
Oh, surprise! Fucking shotgun on 1st and 10. We do have both running backs out there though.
Ooh, Rodgers took a late hit. That was a very late hit.
Yeah, we're gonna get a flag for that, dude.
Dude, ball was out of his hand and he got leveled by the dude.
There's some pretty inconsistent officiating going on right now.
All right, ball very clearly out. Yeah, me personally, let him play. But if you're going by the rule book and trying to stay consistent with what refs call,
I've seen roughing the passer calls for a lot less than that.
Yeah, certainly have. Anyway, we're at a 2nd and 10.
Shotgun, I bet. Yep, they had the shotgun. Oh, I was gonna say we had
There we
Jones.
go. Devontae.
Devontae's fucking killing them. You know what? They got Patrick Pearson too, and I haven't really seen Patrick Pearson do much of anything in this game right now.
Dude,
Like I've
Peterson
seen
is
him
not
on TV, but I haven't seen him doing stuff.
Peterson is not what he used to be. He had a bad year with the Cardinals last year. Minnesota gave him a decent contract to come there, and I don't think he's had a great year from what I've heard.
Well, he was injured. I haven't really kept tabs on him throughout the year though. Didn't really care enough to, but
I'd love to see like a big Aaron Jones 40-yard run here.
instead we get Tyler Davis, first down play action catch.
Yeah.
Surprising to see Tyler
ball.
Davis getting these snaps here, man.
What'd you say?
It's surprising to see Tyler Davis getting these snaps, dude.
He's a pretty good blocker, and I think that's how he got out there. And every time he's thrown his way, he hasn't really made mistakes. So
2nd and 1, we better run this goddamn ball. We got Aaron Jones out there.
I could see it being play action. Yep. Looking.
I thought you had Devontae. He's gonna fucking run for it. He wanted a little bit more, and he realized I should probably pull up. So I saw EQ out there just now, and it reminded me of how well his brother is playing in Detroit. Have you been seeing what he's been doing the last like 4 weeks?
Yeah, dude, he's looking good.
Cow.
I don't think he's a true number one, but I think he can be a high end number two, and Detroit's going to be picking very high, so they could potentially get like a legit.
Holy fuck, they got less than 100 yards right now still.
Come on, baby. Hand off to Jones.
Positive yards.
Like 4 yards there.
Yeah.
You know, I want to say I read an interesting stat this week that apparently all time in where Green Bay is played in games that are 10 degrees or less, we actually have a losing record by like a pretty decent amount. Like it's not like a 50-50 kind of thing. Like
all time.
Yeah, we have a reputation as like this cold, frozen tundra team. We actually haven't done very well in ultra cold games. This one, thankfully, looks like it's bucking the trend.
Yeah, I mean, I even growing up watching Brett Favre and stuff in the playoffs, even when we had really good seasons, they'd come to Lambeau and we'd always fucking shit the bed in the playoffs, man. Every year.
Yeah, man, it's tough. It's tough always getting to the playoffs and then getting your heart broken every year. Like it, I don't know. If you're a shitty team, at least you know you're shitty. Like the Packers, we always think we have a chance. 3rd and 3, empty backfield. They're bringing heat.
Oh yeah, they definitely are. Kendricks, come on, you gotta fight. Come on.
That was pass interference. Wow, man, they're just not calling them this game.
Yeah, they're not. We're sending a field goal unit out.
Yeah, you'd take the points here.
Just extend this lead. Is that Daphne? We had Dominic Daphne out there?
Yep. Dominic Daphne.
We do.
Which, ironically, he was open for a first down. Rodgers takes the deep shot to MBS for a touchdown. I do think MBS was interfered with on that, but whatever. Crosby right down the middle again. He's really kind of cleaned up his kicking game.
Yeah, I like it. Oh, nice.
That's a hell of a graffiti piece there.
My brother did not enjoy his Christmas present, by the way. I titled it From the Kings of the North.
Can you remind me what the present was?
Actually, I'll one up you. I'll just show it to you. Oh, let me stop sharing this.
Don't want to see your Amazon purchase history.
Yeah. No one needs to see that.
Where'd you buy
Here.
that Packers hat?
That's a great question. Not through the Packers. It was through a third party retailer. I just can't remember which one. I will look it
I
up
like
and then I'll let you know.
I
No,
do
that's not what
like
I
that
wanted.
hat.
Yeah. Zoom is so freaking complicated. There. That's what I got. L is for losing. Detroit Lions ABCs.
What is this, like a book?
Yeah, it was a book. So like this book is intended to provide parents with the means to open up a dialogue with their children about the reality of what it means to be a Detroit Lions fan. Taking the time to talk with children and teens in your family is instrumental in helping them come to terms with the heartache and suffering they're likely to experience every football season in Detroit. Children should know that it is normal to and natural to feel anger, frustration, sadness, confusion, bitterness, embarrassment, and sometimes even physical pain and illness. It is important for parents to offer comfort and support and provide opportunities for them to express their feelings. The most helpful thing for them to know is that they are not alone. I hope this book is a useful tool in approaching this difficult subject with each other and gives you the courage to talk to your own experience and heartbreak as a Lions fan, however painful and uncomfortable as they may be.
Oh man. I hope that whoever wrote this, I hope he's set for life.
A is for aberration. Detroit winning more than 8 games in season is an aberration. B is for botch. Detroit players often botch simple plays such as extra point kicks or snaps from the center. And then there's just they're like it's an ABCs of all their blunders. He didn't like it. He opened it up and threw it across the room.
Well, maybe someday he'll appreciate it.
Oh, I don't even think he has. I think he threw it out, which sucks. 'Cause I wish I kind of want it back now. Oh, I need to upgrade this store. God damn it. I'm so bad at updating this. All right. 30-3. Now this is starting to turn into the type of dominant performance I want. A slow start. It really should be up in the 40s right now. But since that first quarter blunder, we've been playing really well.
Yeah, I mean that's the only thing here is like if the offense was playing to its full potential here, we should be joining the 50-point club this week.
Yeah.
Which I mean, it's still a possibility, I guess, but it's kind of doubtful this late into the third.
Oh, you gotta take over real quick, man. I gotta go tend to a phone call real quick. All right, we're on commercial real quick, thing, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
I got you. But yeah, man, it's a 27-point game with 3 minutes left in the third. You gotta expect Minnesota. They're in full pass mode at this point. Probably gonna start seeing some potential mistakes. Like this is where you could see that Rasul Douglas interception we both predicted. Or maybe Eric Stokes gets one. He's only had one all year. He's had his hands on a couple. Darnell Savage, he's had his hands on more than a few, but couldn't pull them in. You got to think the defense is licking their chops with this scenario. And here, so they had a pass for first down, and then on 1st and 10 here, Lowry gets his hand on the ball, bats down. So this is going to put him in 2nd and 10. And I mean, just to show you the kind of offense we're going up against here, they're showing some stats for Justin Jefferson right now. He's got over 100 catches on the year, 1,500 yards on the year. I think it said 9 touchdowns for the year. I mean, this is an elite number 1 receiver, and we've held him to basically nothing today. I think he's got under 50 yards right now. And we're kind of playing the off coverage, letting them take what's underneath. And still doing well. They just try to screen to Delvin Cook, and we ate it up for like a 1-yard gain. I take that back. This is actually a 1 yard loss. They're looking at a 3rd and 11, and Cook's coming off the field looking nicked up. 3rd and 11. I'm curious if they'll consider this 4-down territory, still being in the third quarter. They're at about their own 45. Ooh, all right. So that was caught with about 4 yards to go. Jefferson dives forward. I think he gets enough for the first. They might have to measure, though. Well, actually, all right, they're calling it 4th and inches, but I do think they're going to bring out the chains, probably. Oh, maybe not. I'm very surprised they're not measuring this. We're looking at a 4th and inches. All right, QB sneak, they get it. They plowed forward. That was pretty easy. So they're in Green Bay territory now here. Looking at about the 41, 42. So you got to think Green Bay is just going to play this soft, give up underneath passes, let him eat up that clock. That's exactly what they're doing. Devondre Campbell gets a tackle here, maybe 5 yards. Mannion took a shot on it from Rashawn Gary, though. That was close to being a sack. 2nd and 3. At about 30 seconds left in the third. Oh, what? Oh, wow. All right, so that was pretty wild. Ball bounces off the hands of Justin Jefferson, like up into the air. And an offensive lineman just happens to catch it. And he starts rumbling forward. The defense thinks the play is over. And then they finally come in and
All right, what I miss?
3 guys to bring it down.
What
All right,
else is going on?
So Mannion passes the ball to
A lineman?
I think he passed it to Osborne there. Bounces off his hands on a hard hit. Lineman catches it and starts rumbling forward.
That's a heads up play.
There's a really heads up play, and it takes like 4 Packers defenders to bring him down, and they're down at like the 14-yard line now. That was a heck of a heads up play by that offensive lineman. Probably going to be the highlight of his career.
They're going to start using him as a fucking refrigerator Perry.
I think that might have been Garrett Bradbury, their center.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah. I mean, that was a big play for them. Like that probably picked up 20 yards. That was a pretty big catch and run.
Probably their longest play of the game. All right, so they're kind of marching is what it's probably gonna be the end of the third quarter here.
Oh yeah, they're down in the red zone right now. They've been slowly, methodically marching down the field, taking underneath passes.
I still want to see our defense just like shut them out of the end zone. Well, okay, they snapped the ball.
Oh, that's not going to happen.
Nope. Touchdown Osborne, I think. Yeah, that's Osborne. All right, well, spoke too soon, knock on wood. Why do teams do that? Why do defenses just like, when you get a lead, you just start playing soft constantly?
I mean, I get like it takes more time for them to move down the field, and
you're playing percentages then, I guess at that point. But
I mean, I just want to know. Come on, we picked Baker Mayfield off 4 times last week. You telling me we can't get 1 interception on Sean Mannion here?
In the last 3 weeks, we've played Tyler Huntley, Baker Mayfield, and Sean Mannion. We should be steamrolling these goddamn teams. I mean, we are kind of steamrolling the Vikings at the moment, but at the same time, I mean, giving up that touchdown, I mean, we still got 20 points. I mean, anything could happen still. It's a 3-score game. But
I mean, we got an entire quarter to go. Our
You could
special
have
team isn't the most reliable. They do have Justin Jefferson on the team.
probably not going to see Jordan Love come in the fourth now.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, this game, especially the way we played in the fourth quarter the last 2 weeks, it's not time to get comfortable. Like it.
No, I mean it's a 3-score game, but you saw it with what was it, Pittsburgh and whatever team they were playing, where they came back and they scored like 21 points in one quarter.
Yeah.
It was that Monday night game, I believe, just a few weeks ago.
Yeah, what's that?
They were getting embarrassed, and then they came back in the second half, and
What was that? Pittsburgh and Baltimore?
yeah, actually, yeah, it probably was Pittsburgh, Baltimore, yeah. Yep. All
Yeah,
right, well,
man, I just want to see. Like, I understand why you do the prevent.
what
I fucking hate it. I just want to
I'm
see
seeing.
a sack to close it out, a fumble, a interception. Just like assert your will, man.
I just got some update. It's kind of vague. What happened to Cook?
He took a screen pass that actually lost a yard. Like he got hit right at the line, and he jogged off the field looking nicked up a little bit. Didn't look bad. Like it looked like maybe his ankle or something, but like he jogged off under his own
Not
power.
enough to keep him out.
Yeah, they didn't stop the game or anything. He just pulled himself out. So
Mm.
I don't think it was too bad.
All right. Well,
But honestly, dude, like Cook, like as good as he is, I don't know how much he does for them in this scenario where it's pass, pass,
yeah, he's
pass.
not much of a pass catching back. It's not like where he's no. I mean, he can, but it's not really where he's no. Man,
Yeah, I
those
mean
bats
he's
look
not
good.
like an Alvin Kamara or anything like that.
No, out of when we went on our Lambeau trip, they had plenty of brats, but I didn't see a single thing of sauerkraut when I was there.
Yeah, that is kind of interesting.
I didn't
I
see
know
any sauerkraut.
the first time we went, I got some sauerkraut on my brat. This time around, I don't even think that's an option. I don't
These
like
guys are fucking crazy.
big,
Wow.
hairy, shirtless men they're
We,
showing.
we yeah, we just got dudes taking shirts off out here.
They look like they could be lining up on the offensive line, dude. This were some big boys. Okay, so we're receiving.
All right, this is it. This return's going for a touchdown. Lateral it back to him. Give it back to him.
All right.
Oh, wait, no, it's EQ. All right.
No touchdown, but EQ takes it out to like the 31.
I'm seeing a lot more of that, of these teams not really squibbing it, but just hitting it hard as they can with a low line driver. I saw it in some games earlier at like the 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock games. So there's really only 2 playoff spots up for grabs. And if Minnesota loses tonight, it's really a 3-team race then.
Yeah, which honestly, like when you're looking at those final seeds with the Eagles, the Saints, and Minnesota all vying for that 7th seed, like honestly, I think Minnesota is far and away the most talented team of that bunch, but they're probably not getting in.
Well, yeah, if they don't win this, they're out. So, up until earlier today, if the playoffs ended last week, Buffalo, New England, and Miami all would have made the playoffs.
Miami got crushed by the Titans today.
Yeah, Miami was on a 8-game win streak. They're the only team in NFL history to have an 8-game losing streak and an 8-game winning streak in the same year.
Well, dude, and the interesting thing, yeah, I read that was like the longest win streak they've had since the Marino days. AJ Dillon with a nice tough run.
Oh, I love that run. I love that we're giving it to AJ Dillon too.
So yeah, like this, like their best win streak since the Marino days, but it's been all against garbage teams.
Mm-hmm. Oh, look at that stat! I knew it. Most postseason home losses in NFL history, I think it said.
Really?
Yeah, there is no such thing as like good fucking home field advantage for us anymore. You see that we were undefeated at home from 1921 to 2001. For 80 years, we were undefeated at home in playoffs. But now, granted, we didn't make the fucking playoffs most of those years, but still, we were 13-0. 7 and 6 cents,
Yeah, man.
including 2 number 1 seed losses. Last year's and then that 15-1 season where we lost in the fucking
It's still
conference.
dude. That 15 in 1 year, that the team looked so good, and then one and done in the playoffs. Like you need a defense. It's as simple
to
as
the
that.
Giants that made the playoffs at what 9-7?
Yeah, something like that. Ooh, Rodgers trying to fucking get down.
Yeah, throwing a hospital ball there to Daphne.
2nd and 10. Yeah, I mean, I
plays.
like that we're staying aggressive. We're still trying to pass here.
Yeah, I think
but
I think one more touchdown probably seals the deal on this game, but
yeah.
so we gotta get at least that one touchdown.
We're having success with the ground game though. So like I like the aggression, but at the same time, like, do we need to be passing on 1st and 10 when we're
No,
running?
probably not. I would still run it. Watch, we probably run here on 2nd and 10 though.
No, I think
no, probably not. We just moved AJ Dillon into pass pro.
Okay, EQ.
First
Nice.
down. EQ.
Refs, will you blow that fucking
Get
whistle?
down. Blow that fucking play, ref.
Dude, like
Jesus.
they have 3 Minnesota defenders all like tearing
Ripping at
on
the ball.
Like just blow the whistle. He's not moving forward anymore.
It's a great play. It's a great adjustment. They were sending some significant pressure on that.
Dude, Rodgers, I know he doesn't have the 48 touchdowns that he did last year, but over the last like 6 weeks or whatever, he is just
we're in the same hoodie.
Phenomenal level. He's been making just absolute dime passes, no turnovers, just
Rodgers plays his best football in fucking December, man.
He's definitely playing well.
Devontae, I think he's definitely over 10 now. There's one bold prediction coming true.
I'm surprised the cold weather doesn't seem like it's really played that much of a role for either team, if I'm being honest. Other than I will say both teams had some shanked punts. I think it might have played a role there.
The only way I'm taking the return for a touchdown off my bold prediction list going forward is if we start keeping tally points on our bold predictions. Otherwise you'll never see that on my bold predictions ever again.
All right, come on,
yeah, he might be ending this game with over 300 yards. Hopefully, I want to see another touchdown. Hopefully, though.
Let's get a 3rd touchdown here. Oh, all right, he calls it time. Hey, man, we're into the 4th quarter, and this is the first timeout he's burned. That's a job well done, Aaron.
All right, now let's see if we can get it down to the 2 minute, like around the 2 minute thing, and still have 3 timeouts. That's the next step.
Yeah,
I'm surprised that hasn't burned us more in the past, like not having the timeouts late game.
We've been pretty fortunate that we haven't.
We haven't been in a position where teams have run off the clock on us.
I think Aaron is gunning for a touchdown here. I think he wants to pad those MVP stats a little bit.
Some media pundits have like kind of said, Nate Burleson's the one that come to mind. He's like Rodgers has us locked up already, like regardless of what happens. I don't know if I completely agree with that because you really don't know what's going to happen in the NFL. However, I do think that if you look into the records, like our record, if we lock up the number 1 seed tonight, that regardless of stats, that has to play into like MVP stuff too, right? Like,
yeah, I mean, you never see a guy on a losing team win MVP.
Yeah,
like, even if he is like definitively the most valuable player on that team, if he has a historic season, like it only goes to winners.
It's ironic because earlier in the year, I personally thought that Rodgers would never even be considered for an MVP again, based off all that COVID drama stuff that he was saying, just all the
Yeah, I mean, he certainly made himself a media target with saying that the woke mob was coming after him, and like, dude,
you kind of like alienate
take a PR class, man. Like,
yeah, well, it's all. Well, I will say this: it's all McAfee ask him about all the time when he goes on is about COVID. In fact, I saw a headline from another person this last week that actually put blame on Pat McAfee for continuing to instigate the COVID stuff with Rodgers instead of just squashing it and asking him non-COVID stuff. He keeps bringing it up every week. So
Yeah, well, I'm sure it gets McAfee a lot of views.
but yeah, that's all he cares about is just going with it, like getting. That's all anyone cares about on in the media these days, right? Media or views and likes create revenue. So
Yeah, dude, I mean that's a whole other conversation, but I think half the problems in this country come from a media that's based on advertising, and where it's like if you're trying to get more clicks and views, how can you be reporting objective news?
yep. Anyway, our Green Bay Packers are
That's a
marching. Throw it to
nice catch
Dylan,
by
who gets a nut. Dylan is such a good fucking pass catcher, dude.
he is. He really
I
is,
think
dude.
Dylan has more catches this season than he probably has his entire career at Boston College.
Oh, without a doubt. I would put money on that. But I also think like I'd be interested to look at catch percentages. Because AJ Dillon, I don't think he's dropped many balls at all this year. Like I think if you look at catch percentages, he might actually lead the team at this point.
What would you like to see AJ Dillon improve on in the offseason?
Pass blocking.
Yeah, same. I was literally took words out of my mouth on that.
I mean, not that he's like bad at pass blocking, but you can always get better.
I think Aaron Jones is a better pass pro than he is, which is crazy to say because he's like twice the size. With them tree trunks the thighs, he should be able to hold his ground a lot better than what he does in pass pro.
Oh, a lot of times it's like it's about a quick movement and knowing where to go in a split
Yeah.
second.
All right. Surprise, surprise. Win shotgun on 1st and 10.
Dude, Jamal
Eh,
Williams is still probably the best pass blocking back I've ever seen. Like I don't think I'm exaggerating when I say that. Like Jamal Williams, his pass blocking was phenomenal. It's
Yeah.
disappointing that he's gonna rot his career away in Detroit.
The only other one I've seen that comes close is Brandon Jackson. Brandon Jackson was a really good pass pro too, but I don't
He
know.
was a good pass blocker. Yeah.
But I still think Williams is probably a little bit better.
I think
Zeke
some of the Patriots backs, they were pretty good at pass blocking.
Zeke Elliott's a really good pass protection back too.
All right.
Let's see. Oh, all right. Devontae. Yeah. Stops him short though. That was a great tackle by whoever number 5 is by Minnesota.
That's yeah, I'm not sure who number 5 is. Actually, I didn't really love that because it kind of looked like Rodgers was kind of setting Devontae up to take a big hit there. Thankfully, that wasn't the case, but
So a field goal here, I want to touch on a field goal would make it a 4-score game regardless. So if we don't pick this up, it's likely going to be a field goal.
all right, come on, baby, come on. Don't take a sack. Don't take a sack. Oh, Rodgers.
Yeah. That toe is looking pretty good, man.
I know, dude. He just pretty much slide kicked a Vikings defender with that broken toe.
I haven't seen any limp or anything from him in this game.
Dude, I mean, that's the thing. This broken toe, like he says that it's extremely painful. It doesn't look like it has limited his play.
So when was our bye? Week 12?
Oh man, that is a hell of a sign.
Totally MVP.
Totally MVP, and they're highlighting the broken pinky toe. Drew a whole foot on the sign. That's a good sign.
Someday I want to hear the full story on how he broke this fucking toe, by the way. Because he didn't break it playing football. He broke it during the bye week, doing something around his house.
Dude, you know Rodgers is gonna like write a book someday.
Jesus Christ, Brady's gonna have over 5,000 passing yards.
Dude, looking at Cooper Kupp's stats, like he has a legit shot to enter be the first 2,000 yard receiver.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
he
if
would
he
have
can
to have
put
a
up.
hell of a game next week. It'd be like a
Mhm.
170-yard game, but he could.
That's like that. What's crazy is like Jerry Rice would do that every fucking year for like 15 years first straight,
Yeah, and he'd
something
do it
like
in a
that.
12-game season. Like
Yeah.
Jerry Rice is incomparable. Like you have to look at stats as like how they compare to their peers in the era because it's
Jerry,
just
yeah, Jerry Rice today would be.
oh baby.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh wow. He doesn't
oh.
even go down.
That
That's
right there,
awesome.
that Lambeau leap, that's what I wanted when we were at Green Bay.
Next time. You'll get
That's
it
the
next time.
that's the dagger right there, friend.
That is the dagger. Basically halfway through the fourth. I've done a terrible job of updating this fucking ticker because we're halfway through the fourth and we're gonna have 37. All right, here we go. I should just start doing timestamps on the videos now that YouTube allows you to do.
Well, that makes it 37-10. 8:41 left in the fourth. I
Hey,
really want to see our Rasul Douglas interception prediction come true.
Yeah, so actually at this point, what do they do? Like, are they gonna keep passing it to try to like miraculously try to like come back, or do they just kind of just go their original game plan and probably just keep balancing run and pass and just trying to put something together? I mean, for all intents and purposes, the Minnesota Vikings season is over right now.
Yeah.
So
Which once again, like I wonder why not put in the rookie, see what he's got. But I doubt they do that. I don't know, man. Like Zimmer, I think they're gonna play for pride. They're gonna try to put points on the board. I wonder if we send in our Jordan Love on the next series.
yeah, it's a great. I don't know. So now you kind of got to get into if this is Rod. Well, I mean, you still got the playoffs, but if this is Rodgers' last season here, then this would mean this is his last home game, regular season home game as a Packer.
Yeah.
So is he going to angle to like finish the game out, which you would assume he probably would, or do you put the kid in and see what he can do and just give him some garbage time?
Yeah, I mean that is an interesting consideration. But I don't know. There's a lot of emotional dynamics to that who knows what Rodgers and LaFleur have talked about together.
Plus, at
And
this point, I doubt you're going to see much passing anyway. Like if Love's going in, it's just to hand the ball off mostly, eat this clock. Maybe if you're going to pass, it's going to be on a third down just to try to pick up a first down. Like if it's a 3rd and 7 or 3rd and 8, probably. It's the only time you're probably going to see him pass.
well, man, I'm happy that the team is kind of putting together a complete game where offense, defense, and special teams have all played pretty well. Offense could have played better. Like this should be a 50-point game. Like let's not forget that first quarter.
Hey,
But we played pretty damn well, so I'm happy to see this sort of complete performance. I still want to see a pick six though.
this dub is for you, unofficial mayor of Green Bay. If you're out there watching, listening, this is for you, big guy. Glad we met you.
And it's also for the guy at Anduzzi's who said that Justin Fields is a fruit.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, I could really go for a Butterburger right now.
Don't make me crave going back to Green Bay. Yeah.
That's some interesting feedback that Bill Parcells gave to Mike Zimmer.
Yeah.
Pretty much saying all your friends are going to disappoint you. A bunch of stuff's going to happen that you don't like, and it's lonely. So if you can't handle all that,
Oh, they put in the rookie.
All right, well, dump off to Mattinson, 5 yards.
Oh
6
yeah,
yards.
they pull Cook 2 out of this game?
I think so. I think they've conceded their season.
Is this the final season of Zimmer? I don't think so. I think they'll still bring him back.
Yeah, I mean, it is interesting. We were talking earlier about Kirk Cousins, and woo!
That's awesome.
Defense
Love
is
that
getting
play.
aggressive right now. They want to
Good.
make.
This is what I want. Like, we're still preparing for the playoffs right now. Like, you need to play, get your reps, and get ready for the playoffs. Like, stay hot, man. Play aggressive.
Yeah. Preston almost had a sack there. Mons gets rid of the ball, and then Chad and Sullivan hits the receiver for like no gain. But yeah, going back to Zimmer, I think it's interesting. We were talking earlier about Cousins and his contract. After hearing that cap number you mentioned, it sounds like he's definitely. Oh, come on, Chris Barnes! You should have
Who was
picked
that?
that
Barnes?
off.
Yeah.
Oh, they're gonna punt it. That should have been a pick, man.
Now, do we see the
Welcome
fucking
to
kid
the
come in?
NFL, rookie.
Right?
But yeah, so if Cousins is probably going to be around next year, given that, I guess maybe it makes sense to give Zimmer one more shot. Like, I don't think Zimmer's a bad coach,
No.
but he also hasn't really had like a ton of success. Like he's always been a like, yeah, I'll get the team to the first round of the playoffs kind of coach.
This is it. Fuck.
Fuck, is he injured?
I was gonna say, did our brand new fucking shiny returner get injured already?
I don't know.
Just
Like, he's probably fine. They cut to other players. I don't know. Jeez, yeah, I like this new return more.
Well, I was gonna say it. So going forward, did he show enough to keep him?
Hell yeah, dude. Like, all right, so I know we just got tackled there, and like I thought that was a good special teams play by the Vikings, but he almost got past that tackle, and he had room to go after that. He looks way more decisive to me than Amari Rodgers.
Well, he hasn't muffed any fucking catches or punts
We
so
haven't seen
far.
a single snap from him on offense. I think they might be just shutting Amari Rodgers down for the season and saying, like, listen, kid, you need some time to like adjust. This is too big for you right now.
He because we're not even using him on offense either, really. Like he's out there for a few snaps every game, but he doesn't really get looked. Like Rodgers doesn't trust him to throw.
Yeah.
To like throw it to him. I think he's got less than 10 catches on the year, so.
And I will openly admit I was super excited about that pick. I thought he was going to be big for us. I loved his college tape. I thought he would fill the Randall Cobb role before we traded for Randall Cobb.
I was excited until we got Randall Cobb, and I was like, all right, this kid ain't gonna do shit this year. Once we got Cobb.
Yeah, and Cobb is proven to be worth a 6th-round pick.
Yeah, he helped win a game or two for us this year with some big third down catches. So.
And I mean, hopefully he'll be coming back for the playoffs and give us an extra outlet.
But so yeah, I expect Jair to be back for the playoffs. Other than that, I don't know if anyone else will. Bakhtiari's not practicing still.
All right. So the big three are obviously Jair, Bakhtiari, and Za'Darius. I agree that Bakhtiari and Za'Darius at this point, it's like getting questionable. I mean, Bakhtiari was activated back in early November, and he had a setback, and who know, like there's a lot of money invested in him. They might look at it like it's not worth the cost. Za'Darius, if he gets, I could see him get into a situational pass rusher role late in the playoffs. I don't think he'll be there for divisional. But I do think if you go beyond the big three, guys like Billy Turner, I I think Turner will be back.
Yeah, I expect Billy Turner to be back. He had what, MCL injury? Oh wow. Okay, so I didn't take a look. Is Rodgers out there? We give it to
It was Patrick
Taylor.
Taylor just had that 10-yard run.
All right, so they okay, so
Yeah, so
zooming in on Cobb right now. I really wasn't even paying attention to it.
I wasn't. I think we might have the backups in now. But yeah, so I think Billy Turner. Yeah, this is Love out there.
Yeah, we got Jordan Love out
Put the
there.
backups in.
Pulled Rodgers. All right. Jordan Love getting some snaps.
Oh, come on, Patrick Taylor.
Yeah, I like that, dude. Way to shake off that fucking. You know what? I've liked Patrick Taylor ever since we acquired him, and he was kind of he had that red shirt year the first year, but we stashed him on the practice squad, and then we signed him to a futures contract to keep him around. I like the kid.
I do think it's a bummer that Kylan Hill got injured. I thought he looked very good in the preseason.
I thought Colin Hill was the future, probably. Like he could have like solidified that kick return role for us for sure.
Yeah.
Looked great in the preseason too.
I hope that he can recover fully. Like that, it was a pretty vicious hit he took. Like it did not look good.
Do you know what?
I hope that's not something that robs his explosiveness, because I could see a future where AJ Dillon's the lead back and Kylan Hill is the lightning element. But that relies on Kylan Hill recovering fully.
So I have noticed that all of the starting offensive linemen are still out there, but that's probably because all of our starting linemen would be the backups that we normally would put in garbage time minutes. But
yeah, like who else are you gonna put in? Ben Braden?
Yeah, yeah, we have like Ben Brain's like all like that was a nice little dump off by Love. Lazard picked it up.
Lazard picks up a nice first down. I like that they gave Love the chance here.
I would still kind of be not like super aggressive, but I would still be a balanced attack right now, just because I would want to see how Love does throwing the ball against this defense. No, I'm assuming they probably pulled like I don't know if Harrison Smith and all of them are still out there. I'm assuming they probably pulled them as well, but
I don't know. Eric Kendricks is still out there.
Yeah, Kendricks is still there.
I think they're playing for pride, man. I don't think they're pulling anyone.
Yeah, Harrison Smith's still out there. So yeah, I would still let him throw a little bit. Yeah, I like that.
Was that Amari Rodgers?
No.
Wait, who? Oh, that's Juwan Winfrey. Okay, yeah, Winfrey just had a nice little catch and run for a first down. Love is actually moving the offense right now pretty well.
Automatically looks 1,000 times better than he did in Kansas City.
He did not look good in Kansas City, man.
Well, he had no time to throw. Like they were on him in like 2 seconds.
He didn't know how to blitzes. He just didn't know where to go. We're getting a lot of play action here that is giving him some nice easy targets.
Mm-hmm.
Outside. All right. Well, Dylan takes it inside. All right. Nothing.
Is that Dylan or is that Taylor?
Yeah, it's probably Taylor actually. He looked like a bigger guy. I immediately went to Dylan, but it probably was Taylor.
So I was looking at the 2010 roster not too long ago. Our receivers were ungodly good. Yeah. Jamarca Finley was on the IR though. We did not have him for that run.
Yeah. Was that Richard Rodgers' first year, or had we not drafted him yet?
I believe we had Donald Lee.
Donald Lee. Wow.
Yep. And then Andrew Corliss too. We had Corliss.
Yeah. Corliss made some plays for us.
He was all right. He was like a poor man's Finley. Oh, it was a little.
Yeah, that was not a great pass.
Our receivers is what set us apart. We had ungodly good receivers that year. In fact, Jordy Nelson was probably like the 4th receiver on that team. Or it was probably James Jones actually, but
dude, so they're showing some highlights of the Ice Bowl right now.
Yeah.
I've never watched the Ice Bowl all the way through. I think that
I've watched it before.
I think that needs to be an off-season podcast for us. Because I know we've talked about watching old games before. I think we need to make a point of doing that this offseason.
I've made a point to start watching more old games. I'm really interested in watching like some Mikowski games and some Lynn Dickey games as well.
Yeah. So Jordan Love takes off running
Did
on
he
this
get that? I was gonna say so he pointed for the first down, but I'm not sure if the
Yeah,
rest
no,
gave it to him.
that was close. I think the refs are going to give it to him, but Love was not as aware of the first down marker as he should have been. Um, it's very close, and I think the refs are just going to give it. But dude, I also don't love seeing that 3rd and 10, and you take off running like that. Just tells me that you don't know how to read the coverages.
He is moving the ball though. I'll give him that so far.
Yeah, I mean the Vikings are selling out on the run right now.
Yeah, I mean,
Taylor not getting much.
well, bro, the final whistle hasn't hit yet, but locked up the 1 seed, dude. Back to back 1 seed.
Yeah, brother, that's
That was big.
what a start to the LaFleur era, man. No one expected us to go 13-3 in 2019. Like people were talking about, like maybe we might have an 8 or 9 win season, and then to do 13-3 2 years in a row. And when we did our predictions, we'll have to wait until the end of the season and go back and see. But when we did our predictions, like this was the first year where I looked at games where I'm like, you know what, this is close, and like usually I'd pick a loss, but I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna start giving the benefit of the doubt to LaFleur. Like he's proven it that I'm gonna say we can finally pull out these close, like tough road games,
Mm-hmm.
and we've done it, man.
We have, and I'll give credit where credit's due. I think LaFleur's been a great coach. I will be interested to see how well he does once he no longer has Rodgers. That'll be the $1 million question.
Yeah.
That's the monkey on his back is he won't get. It's probably why he hasn't gotten Coach of the Year yet is because everyone just is like, oh well, you got Rodgers, so he does all the heavy lifting for you, which he
It's
does.
amazing.
But
I don't even know if he's gotten any votes for Coach of the Year throughout his
not
career.
even close. You know
Like,
what? But with all the injuries we've had this year, man, I still think he deserves fucking coach. I think he deserves Coach of the Year this year.
I think he'd have a lot stronger case if he'd pulled out the victory against Kansas City without
Oh,
Rodgers.
in other news, since this is kind of like we're in garbage time now. Uh, um, our offensive coordinator there got an interview with Jacksonville. Hackett, Daniel
I saw
Hackett.
that. I saw that, and he has a history in Jacksonville.
Yeah,
So
he
that
was the offensive coordinator there under Malarkey, I believe.
yeah, when they went to the AFC Championship that one year.
Yeah.
Um,
So we'll see. I don't think he's probably the front runner in that, but you never know. Um, if he were to leave, I know right now one of my first picks would be to want to elevate Adam Stenovich.
yeah,
I don't know if he's got aspirations of being an offensive coordinator. I just know I don't want to lose Adam Stenovich. What he's been able to do for the offensive line has been nothing short of incredible. And if he does have aspirations of getting bigger, you know a team around the league is going to be trying to call him for an offensive coordinator position at some point.
yeah,
But
yeah. No,
I want to.
I would do everything I can to keep Stanovich. He's been a revelation. Just the way our offensive line has not really missed a beat with, like, literally every single guy on the offensive line right now, with the exception of Royce Newman, and frankly, he should be a backup. But with the exception of Royce Newman, every other guy started the year as a backup.
Pretty much. Poor Kaz. I don't know why punters can't just like almost be just about perfect every time. I mean, you got one job in practice. You just kick the fucking ball, dude. In practice, there's nothing else for you to do. You can't just train your leg to just get fucking pinpoint accuracy almost every time. I know there's some factors like wind and shit that go into it, but oh, um, I like seeing that. I remember jumping around like that a few weeks ago.
Yeah, we
Bajorquez
weren't
was out
there
with
in
COVID.
5-degree weather though.
Bajorquez was gonna miss this game potentially. Um, do you know who was clamoring for wanting to fill in for a 1 week gig for us? Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee wanted to be our punter for 1 week for
Oh,
this game.
that sounds like a promotional stunt if I've ever heard one.
For sure.
I mean, he was a hell of a punter in his day. I'll give him that, but
Yeah,
he hasn't been in the league in what, 5 years or something.
a while. In fact, he wasn't even a punter in college. He was a kicker. He
Really?
switched to punter, yeah, once he got to the NFL because they already had what was it? They already had Vinatieri on the team, so switched to punting.
All right, come on,
So,
Russell.
well, okay, so they put Mannion back in, man, and Justin Jefferson's out there. Wow, all right.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
Uh,
they pulled the rookie already and put Mannion back in.
I'm very surprised. Like, why would you? Why would
The
you choose
worst thing that could happen right now is like a fucking catastrophic injury to like Jefferson or something right now.
that? Yeah, I want to see a Rasul Douglas interception.
Whew. I think they're just out there trying to like stat chase, pad those stats for Jefferson. Because he is really close to breaking the record set by what was it,
Anquan
Randy
Boldin.
Moss for the first two no, for the first 2 years in the league or something like that.
Oh, that OBJ actually owns the yardage record for the first 2 years.
Yeah.
I feel like Jefferson already passed that though. I'm not totally sure.
What about catches though?
Catches was Anquan Bolden for 1 year in the rookie year. I don't know, man. Who cares about any of this shit? Like records don't matter. All right.
Don't
Well,
call pass interference. God damn it. Fuck you, ref, dude. Come on.
oh, well, we got Isaac Idiom out there. What do you expect to happen?
Dude, why is he even on the team still?
He really is very bad. Like we're talking like
Why?
a Mod Carroll bad.
I don't know why we keep him on the team.
I think it's just special teams, but like, come on, dude. Like Jarrett Bush was a special teamer who like he just every year he got better at defense and ended up making a game changing play in the Super Bowl.
That just crossed my mind just now. Like, what if Isaac Idiom makes a game like the game saving INT in the Super Bowl or something like that?
Well, no, dude, that's the difference. Like Jarrett Bush, like he showed consistent improvement every single year.
Good play by Barnes.
Like he's just like not good.
Yeah.
Anytime he's on the field, it's a problem.
I saw him live and he looked really bad live too.
Oh, in the
Real
preseason.
bad. In fact, Josh Allen just fucking picked on him every single time he was in the game. Just threw at every receiver he was covering, and they caught it every time. He couldn't stop him.
All right, so I'm gonna make a prediction right now that I think Rodgers pressures LaFleur, and that Rodgers plays the first quarter against Detroit.
He could. I could see something like that happening. Just because sometimes you see like it happened to our 15-1 season where we locked everything up and we benched Rodgers. In fact, that's the game that Matt Flynn basically made his hay and threw 6 touchdown passes against Detroit.
He's like,
in that
"Hey, I'm getting a
game.
nice paycheck out of this."
Yeah. I got a
Oh,
story
come
about that.
on, bro!
Um,
Fucking Oren Burks, pick that off, man.
but the issue in the playoffs was our offense looked super flat and just like out of sync. Like they almost had a whole month off before playing any meaningful snaps as a unit. So I could see doing that. By the way, Matt Flynn posted something on Twitter earlier this week, and a guy commented on it, and he goes, "Hey man, you remember the time Seattle paid you all that money? And Matt Flynn responded to it, and he goes, "Hell yeah, that was awesome."
Yeah, I'm not gonna blame Matt Flynn for cashing in. 4th and 9. Come on, boys. Deep shot. All right, that was just.
Oh no, yeah, you ain't got. They actually Savage showed some fucking burners on that one.
Yeah. All right. Well, this is we're
This is
going
gonna be a
into
kneel.
mode.
Well, man,
Well, there we go, brother.
this is a good win. NFC North champs locked in that number 1 seed, baby. We are taking the first round of playoffs off.
We automatic advancement. No COVID worries, no injury worries. We're gonna be facing the lowest seed.
Super Bowl goes through Lambeau once again.
Yeah, and dude, frankly, we should have won the Super Bowl, or we should have gone to the Super Bowl last year, and we probably would have won if we
I
went.
feel like we would have won too. There are 2 times in our history where I feel like we would have won. The one with the Brandon Bostic one in Seattle,
Yep.
I feel like we would have won Super Bowl that year.
Yeah.
And last year, both years, I feel like we would have won.
I completely agree with that assessment. Both of those teams seem to have everything he needed to be a champion, and just had just horrible things went wrong in the championship game.
Well,
so I don't know, man. We'll see how the playoffs go. Maybe it'll be the Niners and Bucks, and we'll avenge those losses. Maybe not. Regardless of who it is, it will be a tough path to the Super Bowl. I don't think there are any pushovers in the playoffs, other than if we get like the Eagles or something.
yeah.
Like,
I'm going to be rooting for the 6 and 7 seeds to win their matchups big time, whoever they are, which is going to be either this. Well, actually, it's between Saints, Eagles, and 49ers. I think those are the ones. So yeah, I'm going to be rooting for the 7th seed to win. Pretty much. And I actually am going to hope it's the Eagles. I feel like it's probably the team I feel like we have the best chance against.
Out of those 3, the only one that I'm like, you don't belong here, it's the Eagles. And I will say they have an excellent running game. Both traditional run game, and when you mix in the RPOs with Jalen Hurts, they're a real threat there. And our run defense is a weakness. But you look at the talent on that roster, and they have no business being there.
They have some players, and they're getting there, but yeah, it's few and far between. Like, they got a couple good guys in the line, Lane comes to mind there. Miles Sanders is good. They got Devonta Smith, who's going to be a really good receiver. Yeah. But I mean, beyond that,
and on defense, they still got Fletcher Cox. But yeah, there's. If I could face any team in the playoffs, I'd want to face the Eagles. Niners, I think they'll have some toughness to them. Saints, I'd feel pretty good about beating the Saints, even though they demolished us in week 1. And it would be kind of poetic.
Well, it was also Jameis Winston back then.
He threw 5 touchdowns in that game.
Yeah.
In week 1. He made him like a superstar.
So here's who we need to root for. We need to root for the Eagles to make it as a 7th seed, and then we'll play them. And then the Saints go on some little tiny run, and we play the Saints in the NFC Championship game. And it'll be Taysom Hill versus Aaron Rodgers go to the Super Bowl. I like my chances in that.
Yeah, I'm sure the NFL would love that. Yeah, I mean, whatever. Like this is the year. This is the year. We don't know what's going to happen with Aaron Rodgers after this. Regardless of what happens with him, the team's going to take losses due to the cap. If we're ever going to win a Super Bowl again under Aaron Rodgers, this is probably the year.
Yep.
So let's go out and do it, man. I don't care who we have to face. 3rd time's the charm,
Packers by $1 billion, no matter who we play, man.
Packers by $1 billion, baby.
So you want to hand out some game balls here, and we'll wrap this sucker up.
Devontae Adams, just because he tore them up.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's hard to go for. Well, if you're going Devontae and I want to go with someone else, I'm gonna go AJ Dillon.
Yeah, he closed it out pretty well.
Yeah, that was a solid close out by
I
him.
do think Jones had more rushing yards than him.
Yeah.
But Dillon was
However,
the
when we needed to grind out the clock, Jones pulled through. I mean, he just fought for those extra yards constantly and picked them up. It's got some really solid first downs for us when we needed them. So yeah. And on defense,
He
dang, I
didn't
mean,
didn't really have any splash plays, really.
they kind of shut him down all throughout. I'm actually going to go with the run defense as a whole. The run
Well,
defense
yeah,
played really well.
I mean, I was gonna say Kenny Clark specifically related to like the run defense went through him, and then the sacks that we got were enabled by him. I think Kenny Clark had a pretty good game, even though he didn't really show up in the stat sheet.
And then my X Factor ball is going to go with David fucking Moore. Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. Welcome to the team, dude.
Hey, dude, Crosby, every kick he had went right down the middle.
Yeah,
Dan Moore actually I wasn't super worried when he was taking returns. Like he showed decisiveness and he showed like north-south movement. But Horquez, it wasn't his best game, but
No.
whatever. I mean, I'm not worried about the Horquez. So special teams maybe finally becoming adequate in time for the playoffs.
We just need them not to be a weakness going in the playoffs. Like Rodgers and company can win it probably on their own. We just need special teams to not give up big plays and shit like that. Like so yeah. I really gotta go to the laboratory, so I'm gonna have to kind of end this, I think.
Hey man, there's not much else to say. We just wrapped
Yeah.
up the 1 seed. Maybe we see starters for a quarter next week. I doubt we see him beyond that.
Are we podcasting next week?
Hell yeah, buddy.
All right. We'll see you guys next week then. Potentially seeing Jordan Love get some meaningful game action against a team not named Kansas City Chiefs. So it'll be fun to watch.
Yeah.
Wrap up this final season, and we'll see you guys next week. Go Pack, go.